What's this? A Jeff stream that's actually on time? What's going on, guys? I'm Jeff, the Yoshi Fanatic, and welcome to part 2 of Super Mario 64 DS! Guys, it's been a grand old 2 days since the last time I've seen you, and oh boy, a lot of stuff has happened in the last 2 days. Firstly though, oh, Ethan, impossible! Also, hello there, Ethan. Welcome to the stream, Solar Flare, Drip Nova, Aurora, Blues Cat, J to the P Moreno, and Ethan. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I want to ask how your last 2 days has been since the Switch 2 Direct. Let's be real. We know what this stream is gonna be. I know what this stream is gonna be. It's gonna be mostly just chatting about the Switch 2 Direct and the current Switch 2 updates with a little bit of Mario 64 DS in the background, but I'm embracing it. Either way, it's gonna be a fun stream. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna buy a Switch 2 and I'm gonna work for it, says Solar Flare. It's gonna be a good console. I don't care. It does look amazing, I'll be honest with you. That's not what's got me down. But in the meantime, I hope the stream is about Mario 64 DS. I think it will be partly Mario 64 DS. Yoshi looks wonderful in Mario Kart. Love his animations and costumes. Oh, me too. Like I said in the Switch 2 Direct, I loved his little determined face. And his costumes? I loved that you pointed out the Boshi costume. That's so great. I love that so much.
Oh, but I hungry! Bamboo good! Yoshi not know it plumbing.
Welcome to the stream, Soshi. That was a Yoshi quote from Mario 60, the Mario World cartoon show that I did know. How are you doing, Soshi? Jeff! Yoshi's Dino Rider costume is in Mario Kart World! I thought it was more like a Boshi costume. Legally distinct Boshi, mind you. Yeah, it's not Boshi, it's Bosch. It's Bosch. How are you doing, says Neil. Welcome to the stream, Neil. I'm doing just dandy. I'm actually feeling pretty good today. How are you? There's bad thunder and cops are outside this hotel right now. Oh geez, Solar Flare. Good luck. Stay inside. I thought it was his Dino Rider suit. Venice Luigi from the Mario 3 show in the game too. So cool. Alright, real quick. I want to go ahead and do some stars in here. Ooh, the delay is non-existent. Very nice. You being in Cincinnati, that seems to be a better server for you. Like, you just seem to be closer to the server there. Alright, anyway, last stream, I unlocked all 3 of the unlockable characters, Mario, Luigi, and Wario. And I'm ready to basically just play the game straight. We are going to aim to just do as much stuff as we can. And I don't intend to skip around courses very much. I basically just plan on playing the game mostly as intended. Oh no! There won't be a lot of world hopping. I'll pretty much just be playing it straight. Because again, now I have the all the 3 Mario characters unlocked. They're not all 3 Mario characters. All 3 of the characters unlocked. And that means I can use the all the caps that I want. And that means I can pretty much just get all the stars at this point. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Mystery friend. Time to get funky! Who is this mystery friend? Oh, Avalon. Hello, everyone! This week I decided to do something a little different. I brought in an old friend of mine. Come up to the stage. It's the mystery friend. Who are you, mystery friend? There's a Waluigi's taco stand outfit, which is amazing. 109 stars to go. That's right, we got a ways to go. All the characters dance on the character select, and I love it. I saw that on the Treehouse Live, says J-Dog. Welcome to the stream, J-Dog. That did look very, very cool. Like, that game looks like it's full of character. I've heard that even the carts dance. Or, you can get them to do silly dance moves or whatever. It sounds very promising. Like, I'm gonna be honest, Mario Kart World looks amazing, and I really want to play it. But not as much as I want to get this mushroom and be giant, big Yoshi. Wait a minute, wait. That reminds me. I can get this without being Wario. Haha! Haha! Get out of here. Oh no, now I'm Wario. Oh no! It does look like DK Bonanza is an Odyssey spiritual sequel after all. It looks amazing. I don't really know about the whole spiritual successor to Mario Odyssey. Like I said, it does look very Mario Odyssey coded. It looks very promising. I really want to play that as well. Looks like DK64 if it was good. Looks like DK64 if it was good. Bonanza? Not sure about that sentiment, friend. DK64 was like a completely different beast. Like, Bonanza, it seems like it's unlike any other Donkey Kong game we've seen. Just everything is destructible. And I'm very curious as to how that's going to play. No, I didn't want to... No! There. I want the mushroom. Where is it? Where'd it go? There it is. Dude, I want the mushroom. Yeah! Yeah, who needs Wario? At least in this game, he's the worst. So we will attempt to not be him as much as possible. Sorry, Solar Flare. I know you love Wario, but in this game he sucks. Let's be honest. DK64 is good. It just depends on your taste. Being a completionist, I struggle very much with enjoying DK64. Like, honestly, I did a live stream series of it on my old YouTube channel. And I do remember in that series really enjoying the first, like, stream or two of it before I unlocked all the characters and had to collect everything. I think DK64 is probably best enjoyed if you're not a completionist. Probably. I don't know. I am a completionist, so I'm speaking from a completionist perspective. In other words, I have no idea. Watch the trailer again, it's exactly like... Oh. It's Wario World! Watch the trailer again, it's exactly like Wario World. Oh, being able to destroy everything and all that sort of stuff. You couldn't do that in that game. Like, the entire terrain is, like, destructible. It's insane. Also, here's some wild news, mainly for the shock of Solar. The B movie is free with ads in YouTube. Oh, that's what Solar's talking about. Oh, the B movie. Oh, the B movie. Wait, how do I... Can I do a Luigi backflip to get that? The mechanics? I guess I'll have to check out the trailer again. Not that I mind, I mean, that game looks amazing, and yeah, very excited for that one. When I do eventually get to play it. Serious Oculus. Hello? Is this thing on? Taps imaginary mic. Avalon, give him a moment. So that's his name, Serious Oculus. That's such a cool and mysterious name. Mr. Serious Oculus. Can I just call you Serious, or would you prefer Oculus? Oh, and I made a funny little comment about the Switch 2 and my parents above. Says J-Dog. Oh, okay, 1 second. I've been doing the whole semi-hinting towards wanting the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World to my parents. You know, the whole, I can't wait for Switch 2, Mario Kart World looks awesome sort of thing. Yeah, subtle much. J-Dog, you're gonna be an adult. You're almost gonna be an adult. You should start working for it. It's a solar flare. Not a bad idea. I would say trying to 100% a game without taking your time or taking breaks skews against certain types of games. Getting every Moon in Odyssey or every Korok seed in Breath of the Wild aren't great either. I will say, I think I enjoyed the collection experience of Mario Odyssey vastly more than DK64. And part of it might just come down to the convenience, or rather inconvenience, of having multiple characters have multiple different types of items and specific missions for them. Like, I get it. If they didn't go that route, if they didn't do that, then the whole multiple characters thing would probably feel a bit pointless. Uh-oh. But the way that it's implemented, I think I would have preferred Donkey Kong 64 if there weren't so many, like, character-specific things. To Aurora's point, it's probably best enjoyed at your own pace. Maybe not focusing on the completionism so much. Well, that's just something that I can't really do. Where are all the coins? Where are all the red coins? Oh, wait, hang on. I know where one of them is. I think? Question mark? We'll find out. I got no job, no money, though I'm going to college in the fall, says J-Dog. If it makes you feel any better, J-Dog, I mean, I did a little bit of work, in my high school days. I, worked about, like, 3 days a week, after school as a cashier at this restaurant, near my house, growing up. I mowed people's lawns. Well, at least one person's lawn. An elderly gentleman. He's no longer with us, I'm sad to say, but he was a nice guy. And I do miss him. But other than that, I didn't do a lot of work, even up through college. I was a teacher's assistant in college for a class that I got an A in. Which was a lot of classes, but specifically, Control Systems, I believe, was the name of the class. That said, like, I didn't have, like, consistent jobs or anything like that until my, first co-op. My first internship, I should say. In 2016. It was, like, my first consistent, like, 9 to 5 sort of thing. Or it was more like an 8 to 4:30. Yeah, so I don't know, like, especially if you're planning on going to college, there's no shame, I don't think, in focusing on your education first and foremost. Like, my mom always told me when I was in college, like, there were a lot of people who got, like, full-time jobs or even just part-time jobs during the semester. And, she's like, yeah, that's great and all, but, your full-time job should be focusing on your college education and pursuing that degree. So, yeah, there's no shame in it. If you can do the whole, like, having a job thing during school and college and whatnot, more power to you, and it's probably beneficial for you. But, yeah, no shame if you don't. Serious. I'd prefer serious. Seems my introduction didn't come through. Anyway, Jeff, baby! You ever enjoy going down to Funky Town?
Would you take me to Funky Town? Would you take me to Funky Town?
I like that song. Does that count serious? Hey Jeff, there's a green demon one up in the in this Goom Boss level, lol, above the vine. I don't think that I have a mastery of the controls of Mario 64 DS to the point where I can partake in the Green Demon Challenge. I don't think it's happening this time around. I have no idea where I'm going to college. I fell off academically over the past year. I had like a 3.8 last year. I only have a 3.4 now. That's like, that's not so bad. I mean, that's like a B+. Go to a 2-year school first if you can, then transfer, says Aurora. Not a bad idea. Really depends on the degree that you're going for. For me, that's actually exactly what they did. My associate's degree is in engineering science, which is not a program that, like, you can actually get a job in. It's more like it's a program that's designed to get you to transfer to a 4-year college for an engineering degree. So, like, I couldn't get a job, I couldn't get a job with the engineering science degree. So I kind of did that, not exactly like in focusing on that as the idea. It really depends on what you're going to college for. My hustle is having a career that I can use to support myself while furthering my art and animation skills in my free time. So what do you think you want to do then for a degree? Low-key might do community college so I could get my 4.0 Ivy League dream. I do plan to get a master's in marketing at wherever I go, hopefully somewhere okay. Gotta be like top 150 in the country, says Solar Flare. That's pretty ambitious, and not a bad idea. I've never heard of someone going to Ivy after community college, says Aurora. I do wonder if that's a possibility then. Sirius. I'd say it does. Avalon. Now what we usually do here is hold an AMA. Jeff asks you a question, and you answer. I suppose we'll alternate. First is our guest of honor. Alright, Sirius. I've seen art of your appearance, Sirius. It seems like you have stars for eyes. Does that inhibit your vision? Or is it just cool looking? How about that? I actually know like 3 people, says Solar Flare. There you go. In 2021... Hang on. Really glad DK gets to shine. I think we all knew that the DK media over the years was building up to this, says JP. In 2021, there were rumors of a 3D DK game made by in-house Nintendo with some elements of 2D in it. Now it seems we finally see it. Yeah, you know, that's actually something that I've been wondering about this whole time. Is this new Donkey Kong game developed by Nintendo in-house? It seems like a huge deal. So, I mean, the ones who have been developing, oh my goodness. The ones who have been developing Donkey Kong for the last several years. I'd even go as far as to say a couple decades at this point. Is, oh well, decade and a half. Retro Studios has been the developer for Donkey Kong lately. Is it in-house Nintendo? It's made by the Odyssey developers. Seriously? Dude, that's huge. I didn't know that they could just, you know, I didn't know Nintendo could just take back the reins and be like, all right, we got this. Because, like, that's Nintendo EAD. Again, in-house Nintendo. Is this upscaled? I just noticed it, says Chris. It is! Welcome to the stream, Chris. I forget what exactly the configuration is, but I do know that it's got some enhancements to the visuals, which make it look actually pretty good. How are you doing, Chris? Had like a 3.8, didn't get in anywhere super amazing. Instead of going somewhere great, enrolled in our community college, got 4.0. Did service work and stuff, got into Brown. Cool. I just hope I can lock in the next few years and get into somewhere good. I wish you the best of luck, Solar Flare. As far as we know, at least, says JP. The new DK game gives off the vibe that it's being made by the Odyssey team. Bro, DK went from a series that never got anything since the Wii U to being a semi-launch title for the Switch too. Yeah, that's incredible. You'll love to see it. I'm doing great. Glad to hear it, Chris. Serious. My eyes? They're just shaped to be funky, Avalon. And I think that means it's my turn. Jeff, you know me well. Is there anything you'd like to know? Let me know! Avalon. Did you have any notable friends in your childhood? That penguin ate too much slush puppy or McDonald's shakes. Oh yeah, totally. I'm the world champion sledder. I may be bulky, but I'm very fast. How about a race? Ready? Now, what if EAD made a new Yoshi game? That's exactly what I was thinking, Aurora. I was thinking, if that can happen for Donkey Kong, why couldn't it happen for Yoshi? Like, I've been so convinced at this point that it would be impossible for Nintendo to, or to ask Nintendo, I guess, to develop a new Yoshi game in-house, but I feel like that is how I would expect the Yoshi games to have the best chance at making a grand return, you know? Like, it's like the new Yoshi games are fine, and I do think that Goodfeel has a pretty decent idea of what makes a Yoshi game, and they've turned out a couple of good ones. I'm gonna include Crafted World as being a good Yoshi game. I liked Crafted World. I think more than most people, but it certainly is flawed. Woolly World was fantastic. Some would even say it's better than Yoshi's Island. So I think Goodfeel understands what makes a Yoshi game a good Yoshi game. But Nintendo in-house made Yoshi's Island, which absolutely stands the test of time, and in my view, at least at the time of this live stream, is still the best. I think that Nintendo would probably do the best job out of anyone. But, I don't know, I'm not... Whether it's Goodfeel or Nintendo in-house making a new Yoshi game, I'm hopeful that we can expect some good things out of the Yoshi series moving forward. I'm hopeful. I don't really have any real logic or any real reason to have that amount of optimism. I just want to. Given all that's happened with Rare and Retro, in the beta for Yoshi's Island SNES, it was renamed Super Mario Bros. 5. It was named Super Mario Bros. 5. Makes sense. In Japan, Mario World was called Super Mario Bros. 4. So, yeah, that makes sense. That sound about as mainline as you can get. True. Avalon. Well, maybe Clive and that other guy, but most notably Sirius here. Speaking of which, it's time for his question. Sirius, what are your thoughts on Avalon? It seems like you two get along pretty well, but I do want to hear it from the horse's mouth. That was interesting. Actually, I could go to my big state's university satellite campus for a year, and then I get an automatic transfer. Hey, there you go. Looks like you've got some thinking to do. I pretty much always knew where I wanted to go. And ultimately, I did end up going to where I wanted to go for college. I will admit, I was very laser focused on one college in particular. And, you know, I barely even considered other colleges, which, don't be like me, because if you don't get into the one college you applied for, then, well, then what, you know? Yo! Didn't realize I could actually beat these guys. Is Yoshi the one character who can actually beat the snowman? Do you want to kill a snowman? I will because they're in my way. Oh my goodness. They showed Crafted World a couple of times in the direct. They must feel okay about it. Yeah, and I think they deserve to feel okay about it. I think it's a pretty solid Yoshi game. I've often called it the quintessential mixed bag of the Yoshi series, and I stand by that, because I think the gameplay was the most promising thing in that game. Like, from a perspective of, they added so much, and like, there's even a couple of like hidden mechanics that are very fun to incorporate into your like standard gameplay, like the egg jump. Love the egg jump. The 3D egg throwing was an interesting idea, and I thought it was fun, but a little clunky. The way that the levels are kind of broken out, and how different levels can have, like, different numbers of flowers and all that, you get the picture. Like, I think that there was a lot going for Yoshi's Crafted World, but there certainly was some other stuff going against it. Many people complain about the music, and I agree with that sentiment. I definitely don't think it's a Yoshi's Island or Yoshi's Woolly World. Some of the music was actually pretty bad. But ultimately, I think it was a pretty solid Yoshi game. So I think that they deserve to be at least a little proud for it. Or proud of that one. I love that so much. I had a previous comment about the given all that's happened comment. Oh, okay. I'm guessing Nintendo wanted to give DK a new stable home and decided to just start making new games in-house. I can tell they've wanted to bring him back for a while, given all that's happened with Rare and Retro. That's fair. And I am happy that they did that, because Retro Studios being on Metroid Prime 4, obviously they would have their hands full with that game, and have had their hands full with that game for quite a while now. So they wouldn't be able to give Donkey Kong, well, either, like, worst case, they wouldn't have been able to touch the Donkey Kong game for, well, until Metroid Prime 4 is done. Or they would have to give it to a secondary team that, let's be honest, probably wouldn't do as good a job as in-house Nintendo, or even, like, the main Retro team. You know? Like... Did I lose it? Oh no, there it is. So, I am glad that Nintendo took the reins on that one. I am curious if Goodfield will remain the Yoshi developer. And I don't mind if they do. They've put out a couple of games since Yoshi's Crafted World, like Bakeru. I forget what the whole title is, but now that it's been put out in, well, worldwide, I think it's just called Bakeru now. So Bakeru, there's the Princess Peach Showtime game. May as well go with Mario, right? I'll just touch the hat with a mouse. So they've had a couple of games since then. I feel like I heard that they were working on another game, or that they were going... Right, I heard that they were going on a hiring spree. I heard that Goodfield was hiring. So that's promising. Though, they've got a couple of IPs they're handling at this point, so... Yeah. There's no guarantee that that's going to be Yoshi related, as much as I would like it to be. But yeah, who knows? Like I've said before, I think that my prediction is that the next Yoshi game will probably be in another 2 or 3 years. So, or 1 or 2 years, I guess, being optimistic. Goodfield knows what they're doing. Agreed. Hi, Jeff. What's your opinion on the prices for the first-party AAA games for Switch 2? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'll get back to that one. Hang on. I gotta catch up on a couple of comments. You know what I'd love? An Ultra HD in-house remake of Yoshi's New Island. I mean, it's Yoshi's New Island. It's obvious, really. As long as we get an island that's new plus Yoshi, I'll be happy. I don't think that would be the best path forward. If they're going to make a new Yoshi game, I want them to really go for it and put out like an actual new Yoshi game. But I'll be honest, I would take that, we'll call it soft announced Yoshi's Woolly World port to the Switch before I would take Yoshi's New Island any day. Honestly, Yoshi's New Island I don't feel like brought enough new to the table where it's like, it would make sense for bringing that before any of the other Yoshi games. I don't know. Plus, it's Yoshi's New Island. It's got a bad rap. I didn't mean to do that. It's got a bad rap. I don't think it's the best choice. Pew! I'd say if you want a remake of Yoshi's New Island, play it on a 3DS emulator, if you can find one. This is a hard question, but what do you think is the worst Nintendo games you've ever played? Worst Nintendo games I've ever played? Oh, that's a good question. Because it's tough. Nintendo doesn't make a lot of really bad games. And even the ones they did make, I haven't really played them. That's a hard question. That is a hard question. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, Chris, but I don't really have an answer for you. Serious. He's alright, but he's got no funk. We met by chance and I accidentally crashed into his funkiness house and kind of went from there. Great guy, but can't funk to save his life. Gee, thanks a lot, says Avalon. They have never once interacted on screen. The backstory to how they met is completely headcanon. And we all know in canon is that they're apparently... All we know in canon is they're apparently friends, all from Sirius's point of view. There you go. The baby penguin is a woman? Mario's super wall kick? More like Luigi's super backflip. Oh, that's right, I should have gone with that. Metroid Prime Federation Force? I didn't play that. How about Metroid Other M? Does that count? I'll go with Metroid Other M. I've never once finished that game. Even though I've tried twice, I could not get invested enough. I didn't enjoy it. I thought about streaming it at some point. But, just to make myself actually finish it, but I don't know. We'll see. Feel like Nintendo has absolutely lost the plot with those prices, says DV. Wario is the best in multiplayer, however, says Drip Nova. Yeah, fair. Doesn't he have like his Wario spin throw? Anything is the best path forward if it's Yoshi's New Island. P.S. I'm trying to bring back my old New Island joke, remember? Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, totally, totally. Does Donkey Kong Barrel Blast? Didn't play. 1-2 Switch? Didn't play. Metroid Prime Federation Force? Didn't play. Metroid Other M? Yeah, Metroid Other M counts. Then I'm going with that. I'll get back to you in a minute, Avalon. Cranky Kong and Rambi are confirmed for Bonanza. He looks exactly the same as usual. I wish DK did. I actually liked Other M. Got it for $5. Well, there you go. I'd probably like Other M if I got it for $5 too. Actually, I can't say that. I borrowed it from a friend and never gave it back, so I got it for free. He's never asked for it back, but if he ever did, I would give it back to him. Alright, what do I think of the Nintendo Switch 2 AAA game prices? I think they're BS. Okay, that is way oversimplified. Mario Kart World, I think, is overpriced. They're pulling a Tears of the Kingdom with that one. Making it $80, $10 more than the standard Switch 2 game is going to cost. And then Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be $70. That's confirmed. We know that already. So I don't really have a problem with the fact that Switch 2 games were going to cost $70 or are going to cost $70. What I have a problem with is the $80 price. And it's not just because I think the $80 price tag for Switch 2 games is ludicrous. Even if Mario Kart World looks amazing, I don't think that it's worth $80. But the biggest problem I have with it is that, well, one, there have not been any other Switch 2 games yet. Obviously, it's not even out yet. And it's already setting that precedent of, oh, we can set some games for $80 and some games, I'm gonna go ahead and play Luigi. We can do some games for $70 and some games for $80. At least when they did that same thing for Tears of the Kingdom, which sold for $10 more than other Switch games, let's not forget that. This isn't the first time Nintendo's done something like this. At least when they did it for Tears of the Kingdom, that was the first time that happened. And also, it was near the end, or like middle to end of the Switch's lifespan, and it never happened again. It was like a weird one-off thing. Being at the very beginning of the console life of the Switch 2 tells me that it's probably going to be more of a common occurrence than just a weird one-off. And that worries me. Like, is it going to be one of those things where most in-house Nintendo developed games are $80 because they want their IPs to seem like they're more valuable than third parties? Is it always going to be like, oh, we put in such and such work and therefore we want to sell this game for $80? Is it, oh, we know this is gonna sell, so why not sell it for $80? I think you get the point. Like, being so early in the console's life, right at the beginning, means that they have a lot more opportunities to price games like this throughout the generation. And I think that also sets a bad precedent for other games. I'm pretty sure everybody's thinking of GTA 6 right now. The folks over at oh, who develops GTA 6? I don't know. I don't care. The people who developed GTA 6 are probably thinking, like, over there, they're over there wringing their hands like, all right, let's go. $100 and no one's gonna bat an eye. Like, Nintendo set a bad precedent with the $80 game right off the bat. Not a fan of that. Again, $70 for their games, I think that was expected. Most of us were expecting that. And I wouldn't have even complained all that much. Like, I would have complained a little bit. I would have grumbled like, oh, $70. I don't want to pay $70 for a video game. But in fairness, I never wanted to pay $60 for a video game. And it's just, oh man. And it's just, it's the standard now. And it was an expected change. Not $80. I think that's ludicrous. Rockstar is my favorite cookie. Thank you. Rockstar. Hey, a lot more people will be able to appreciate Wario World now. Silver lining. There you go. Not to get political, but I feel like Nintendo's charging more for games because they feel like they can get away with it because of the recent tariffs. That's a whole other can of worms. I don't think they're charging $80 for Switch 2 for Mario Kart World because of the tariffs. I think they're doing it because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the best, or it was the, yeah, one of the best-selling Nintendo games of all time. Like, top 3, at least. Well, alright, let's just say it. Mario Kart 8 is the 5th best-selling video game of all time. No joke. It goes like Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto 5, Wii Sports, something else, and Mario Kart 8. That's like the top 5. So they just know they can get away with it. Like, it's Mario Kart. People are going to buy it no matter how much it costs. I think that's why they priced it that way. Not because of tariffs. Heck, I don't even think that they priced the Switch the way that they did because of tariffs. I think that the Switch 2... Okay, well, maybe. Like, maybe to some extent. Like, I think we were all expecting 400. There's a Japan-only version that is region locked. It will only be Japanese. It is about the equivalent of $400. So maybe there is something to the Switch 2 being more expensive due to tariffs. And I'll get back to that in a minute, I guess. But as far as like... yeah, I don't think that the Switch games are raising in price because of tariffs. I think that, for the most part, they're doing it because that's the way the industry is going in general. The new, like, price for games in general is $70 for a AAA release. That's just what it is. And I think that's why Nintendo was pricing it that way. And again, with Mario Kart World, I think they did just because they knew they could. Octobot says, I'm not sure if it's because we want our IPs to appear more valuable, because I've seen that there are some third-party games that are more expensive than Mario Kart World. I could be wrong about that, though, says Octobot. Welcome to the stream, Octobot. Yeah, fair, I guess. People might say, how dare you forget what Rockstar is, says Chris. Those same people would also say, how dare you never play a GTA game, but I haven't, so... poo-poo to those people, I guess. I don't know if this is gonna take lead to a Wii U situation, but in a different way. No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be completely different. People blaming tariffs are dense. Like, sure, you can blame the delayed pre-orders, not the actual game pricing. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. It's not the prices of the games are not because of the tariffs. Part of me wonders if Mario Kart's large interconnected world combined with the hardware upgrades is why it's extra expensive. But so is Tears of the Kingdom, but that one's $70 on Switch 1. Yeah, that's what they say, but I still don't think that it's actually worth more than like a standard game. I think there's a non-zero chance they raise prices, including consoles and games, where they thought they would not have to raise the price even with tariffs, and were caught off guard. This is rough. I kind of just, at least with the console maybe, but with the games I think it was just because that's where it was going. The craziest thing about the Switch 2 stream was the infamous glitch the video had where it froze on a game, stayed frozen, then cut back to earlier in the stream, then got back on track at the end, says J-Dog. That wasn't just me. That was the actual Nintendo Switch 2 stream. Okay, but, to talk about those tariffs for a moment, yeah, I'm sure you've all heard the news that... I think that's, like, late-breaking news as of, like, today, right? That the Switch 2's pre-orders... They were going to go live April 9th for people to go ahead and be able to pre-order the darn thing. But it's delayed now, and the most likely reason for that is the tariffs. Nobody knows what's going on with those things. Like, nobody knows where it's gonna go. What's the end goal? Where's everything going? What's happening, in other words? And because of that, people have speculated that, that the Switch 2, well, that's why the Switch 2's pre-orders have been, well, I don't know if it's even speculated, but people are saying that that's why the, pre-orders are being pushed back. Maybe there's some truth to that, I don't actually know. Point is, it's entirely realistic that, that's why the, Switch 2 pre-orders have been delayed, or pushed back. And unfortunately, if that's the case, then Nintendo is likely reconsidering their price for the Switch 2. It could end up being much more expensive than $450. I gotta read some comments in just a second here. There we go. Crazy, says DV. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, today's news, they came out and said it was the tariffs. Tariffs are fine on, like, large imports, but video games, come on, Donald. I support them as a concept, because I'm for building American industry, but let the Japanese make games. I'm not 100% against tariffs. To be truthful, I don't know much about economy and tariffs and business and all of that, so I am claiming to not be an expert here. I certainly am not. I'm pleading the third. The fifth? I don't know, I'm pleading something. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm not against tariffs in general. I believe that they have their place, but instigating a trade war... Let me just put it this way. I think that because of these tariffs that seem to be, like, on countries just in general, not necessarily on specific things from like specific items, specific materials and whatnot. It just seems like, I don't know, like we're putting a flat tariff on countries that I don't think it really needs to be there, and it sounds like for reasons that don't really exist. I don't know, like, again, I'm talking about something I have no idea what I'm talking about. Like, I have no expertise in tariffs, but from where I'm standing, it just sounds like it's causing sheer and utter chaos, bad blood between allies, where it really is unnecessary, and I don't know, it just seems bad overall. It doesn't, like, maybe I'm just not seeing the bigger picture. Maybe this is supposed to go somewhere. I don't know. I would ask, what's the end game? What's the goal of all this? Because it seems like for no good reason these tariffs are coming up and just jacking up everything. And I don't know. It just seems like chaos. Okay, that is totally doable. But yeah, originally I thought that it was like, I thought these tariffs were supposed to be like a play to weaken the Chinese economy, or, you know, that sort of thing. But it just seems like these tariffs, like, are rated E for everybody. they're not specific to, you know, American enemies. They're also going on American allies. Why? I don't know. I don't know. But let me stop talking about something that I don't have any idea about and just say that if it's going to jack up the prices of Switch 2, for example, I think that's something I can very comfortably be upset about. You're getting political here, lol, says Chris. I'm really trying not to, but I don't know. These tariffs just seem like I don't see anything good about them right now. I just see it starting to crash the stock market, which is going to throw our economy in shambles. Not shambles. It's going to throw a real monkey wrench into our economy. Like I said, it seems to be causing bad blood, and I see no purpose for this. And again, maybe I'm short-sighted, but I don't know. I don't know. However, there is one thing I'll say about, like, if the Switch 2 prices go up due to these tariffs, even if these tariffs are temporary, I doubt that the new prices would be. Because once things get more expensive, very rarely do they come back down in price. Look at the housing market. Look at graphics cards. Like, those things just keep going up. I mean, I guess the housing market's a bad example because there was a housing market crash in, like, 2008, but whatever, like, I don't have hope that if the prices go up, that they'll come back down. And that's obviously bad for all of us. Maybe I should catch up on some comments, or maybe it's a bad idea. Fifth means you don't talk, says Solar Flare. Well, I probably shouldn't. Trump's tariffs have a high chance to work, and we did win Canada's trade war. They promised to stop ours if we stopped them, but they're crossing a line, I feel. But tariffs as a concept will have a bad start and a good finish if it works right, says Solar Flare. The Canada stuff actually did work. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying is, like, I don't know what the end goal is. If it's like, if the tariffs are supposed to be a negotiating ticket to, like, lower the tariffs just in general, fine. But, you know, it doesn't look too promising right now. It just looks like a trade war. Deep political talk on a goofy Mario 64 stream. Oh, welcome to the stream, Rock. Tariffs are made so we import less, beneficial, and focus on American industry. Instead of buying a Chinese car, we got one from Detroit and grow the country. It's a Solar Flare. Canada had heavy tariffs on us. Trump got them back. It ended up working. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. But again, like, that's the end goal. Is it actually going to work? Or is this just going to end in a big old trade war that ends up with everybody losing? My final thoughts. Please, Mom and Dad, please get me Mario Kart World. I really, 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 really want this game. But like I said, in the interim, it just doesn't seem great. And I hope that this whole 46% tariff on Vietnam, for example, which is where Switch, or is where Nintendo is focusing a lot of their Switch manufacturing. Let's just hope that that 46% tariff either doesn't go into effect, or that it doesn't impact Switch 2 costs as much as we all think it will, because I don't know about you, $450 seems like a lot, and I don't want to pay 46% more. We have Mario Kart World at home, sweetie, says Chris. What star am I supposed to be getting? What star is this? Red coins on the ship afloat. This is the one that I'm supposed to get the red coins for. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I don't mean to talk about tariffs so much. And like I said, I truly do not understand business and economics enough to the point where I am an expert, clearly. Or in even an authority on the subject. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to, like, be the expert in the room. Clearly, I'm not. I'm just saying it just doesn't seem good from this, or at this time from this perspective, and I hope that it ends up in a happy ending. I do, but right now it just doesn't seem too promising. Oh, this is a Switch Star, isn't it? I can get behind 450 for a Switch 2, though 400 would be a much better price in my opinion. Anything over that would be real overpriced, says DV. I'm in agreeance, for the most part. I think that 450, a lot of people have made this point, that unlike when Switch 1 came out on the market, there are competitors to the Switch 2 now. There is an entire, like, handheld gaming console market right now. It's mostly the PC handhelds. Sony kind of dipped their toe in with the Portal. It's not like the PS Vita or anything, but anyway. So given that the Switch 2 now has competition, that there are similar enough items on the market that we can get an idea of, like, costs comparisons, I guess. People are making the note that for the amount of power that this thing is offering, for the feature set that it offers, $450 is actually pretty reasonable. Like, considering things like the Lenovo Legion Go was $700. Oh no. MSI Claw, you know, 700, 800. What was the one from Asus? The ROG Ally, I think is what they called it. Those things are quite a bit more expensive. The Steam Deck has like a $400 option. It's for a very low capacity memory, but you can upgrade that pretty easily. I don't know, like the entry price for this new kind of market is like $400 is downright reasonable. Or it's the entry point rather. $450 as a result seems pretty reasonable for what you're getting. Like, let's remember that this thing is 4K 60 frames enabled. It's yeah, 4K 60 frames enabled, 1080p 120 frames enabled in docked and handheld. We're getting double the RAM triple the RAM, I think, that we had on the Switch 1. This thing is much more performant than the Switch 1. Has a lot of backwards compatibility. It's got that mouse mode. I think it's actually a pretty compelling product for the price. That said, I don't think we can necessarily compare the price directly to those other competitors. Like the Steam Deck, MSI Claw, Lenovo Legion Go, Asus ROG Ally. I don't think we can necessarily compare it apples to apples because unlike those other products, Nintendo Switch 2 is very much a mainstream device. It should be sold for mainstream prices. Like, let's just say this. If they put it out for $600, I don't think most people would buy it. I think most people would see it as a ripoff at that point. Because, again, it's not a niche item. It's supposed to be mainstream. Like, parents buy this for their kids sort of thing on Christmas. Unlike those other, like the PC handhelds, those are very niche. So I don't think we can really compare those apples to apples. Still, $450 for the Switch 2. And I've said this before, I think their reasonable ceiling was $400 because what I've been comparing it to is the PlayStation 5. $450 buys you a PlayStation 5 digital version. And let's not kid ourselves, the PS5, even the digital version, is going to be much more powerful than the Switch 2. I know the Switch 2 is 4K 60Hz enabled, but it's going to be upscaling. It's going to be, like, people have described the look of the games to be like PC games on low settings. That sort of thing, like, just because it has these nice features and all that doesn't mean that it's going to be as performant as a PlayStation 5, and it's the same cost. At least the optics of that, I don't think are great. So yeah. All that said, $450 for what we are getting with the Switch 2. It's not completely unreasonable. I think $400 would have been the best case scenario, but $450, I don't think that's what everybody's so upset about. Also, those devices only have the chance to make money on the device sold. Nintendo gets to do that and to make money on every game sold, says Aurora. That's true. That's absolutely true, and that's probably part of the reason that those niche products sell for much more than, you know, a mainline or a mainstream device does. Honestly, even if the Switch 2 is less powerful than things like the PS5 or whatever the newest Xbox is called, you can't admit that it isn't very impressive. Might have used the wrong "is," says The Rock. Yeah, no, I agree. It's incredibly impressive, and I'm very happy with the hardware that we saw at the Direct. I'm also very happy with how straightforward they were with presenting it. Like, I did not have a lot of questions about the hardware after that Direct. They did a pretty darn good job. I didn't have no questions, but they provided a lot more info than I think any of us were expecting. That was awesome. What am I even talking about at this point? Oh goodness, I just realized something, says J-Dog. What's that, J-Dog? Lay it on me. You're right, Jeff, but those devices don't sell hundreds of millions of units. Even the Steam Deck has only sold 4 million units, says Aurora. I heard that the, It's okay to ramble into the void. Appreciate it, Aurora. I feel like I'm just talking in circles, though. Are you done? I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm done. Because I don't think I've really given, like, my full opinion on this whole matter yet. Like, I've given, like... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna close the circle here and actually talk about, like, what are my feelings and thoughts on the Switch 2 right now. And let's just get it out of the way. Let's rip off that Band-Aid so we can get back to thinking about Mario 64 DS. So, for those of you who are in the Switch 2 reaction live stream that I did on Wednesday, I think that you know that I was very happy with what I saw. Lots of great games being shown, lots of great hardware details. I'm very excited about the hardware. It looks like a very promising upgrade to the Switch 1. Taken in a vacuum, not thinking about prices, not thinking about how much the upgrades for the Switch 2 edition games cost, how much, like, the thing that should have been a pack-in cost. Let's think about just the system for a minute here. It looks like a very impressive upgrade to the Switch. Pretty much the best case scenario for what I would have wanted. Just a bigger, better Switch. It seems to do a lot right. And the fact that so many third parties are on board, that's extremely promising. There was something like 55 games shown at that Direct, and like 15 of them or so are launch titles. That's crazy. The fact that Cyberpunk 2077 is coming to the Switch is a launch title, and it's on a 64 gigabyte cartridge, straight up, is incredible. It's a testament to how far Nintendo's support has come from third parties. Like, we can remember where the Wii U was. Oh my goodness, this is slow as molasses. We can remember how bad it was on the Wii U, how much we worried about it on the Switch 1. Looking at how far they've come with that is incredible. I'm very happy about the third-party support, and just the games in general. The fact that they got a FromSoft exclusive title on the Switch that so much looks like Bloodborne, That was mind-blowing. I don't know if it's going to be a timed exclusive or, like Bloodborne, will it end up actually being a true exclusive? Who knows? But there's a lot going right. Mario Kart World looks amazing. DK Bonanza, or Donkey Kong Bonanza. I cannot wait to try that. I'll be honest, the whole concept of the Switch 2 edition upgrades and all that for existing Switch 1 games, fantastic. They didn't need to add more content to Kirby in the Forgotten Land as like DLC for the Switch 2 upgrade version of Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but they did. That's awesome. And I look forward to seeing what other enhancements there will be. Even just like, I think most people would have been happy with a performance patch. I think I would have been. But, and there's some that even have free upgrades. That's awesome too. It's very promising. Like, overall, I'm very excited about what the Switch 2 is and what it's offering. But, and again, if you were in the Switch 2 Direct reaction stream, you know this too. Things quickly changed when we got to the end of the presentation. The price hadn't been announced. We were all in pretty high spirits. But then it was confirmed that $450 was the price tag. Then it was confirmed that Mario Kart World was going to be $80. Then stuff started coming in about, you know, the Switch 2 upgrade games being $20. Like, the Switch 2 edition of Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I think, is $80. Same with Metroid Prime 4. People started really getting annoyed about the price. To the point where in the Treehouse Direct for Mario Kart World, 95% of the comments were lower the price. The general sentiment right now is everything on the Switch 2 is too expensive. And I think, for the most part, I'm in agreement. Again, $450 for the reasons I've discussed earlier. It's a reasonable price for what you're getting. Like, let's take a step back and look at what exactly this thing is, what they're offering with the Switch 2. It's a very impressive looking piece of equipment, or a very impressive looking piece of gaming gear. And like I said, compared to the other handhelds on the market, the PC handhelds, it's downright reasonable for a price. But let's also remember that we paid $300 for the Switch 1. $350 for the OLED. $400 seemed like a natural progression of that. My very optimistic side of me was like, oh well, what if they drop the price on the Switch 1 and Switch OLED by $50 each? Then the Switch 2 could end up being $350. Oh, how naive. I don't want to be the guy that lets the price get to me and like otherwise ruin what seems to be a great product here. But I think it kind of has soured me on this whole thing. Like, I went from ecstatic, excited, hyped, to concerned, confused, to annoyed, and depressed. I am no longer sure if I want to buy a Switch 2 at launch. I was actually joking around with my coworkers today, because like I used the air fryer at work, and I never used an air fryer before. I used it to reheat some French fries. And I'm like, okay, now I get the hype with these air fryers. Like, I was going to save some of my tax return money for a Switch 2, but maybe I'll get an air fryer instead. That was my joke. But, you know, usually when there's usually jokes reflect at least a little bit of reality. And for me, my excitement for the Switch 2 has been tarnished by the prices, and the prices are entirely to blame. To the point, again, where I'm thinking about skipping out on the launch. I'm very conflicted because, again, the base price of everything is so much higher. And that's depressing to me. But then I gotta remember other things like, oh well, I've already got a bunch of Switch 1 games that will pretty much all work on Switch 2. No questions asked, just, you know, it's a drop-in replacement for my Switch 1. And Nintendo confirmed that original Joy-Cons for the original Switch and the Pro Controller will be compatible wirelessly with the new Switch. Or the Switch 2, I should say. Which is awesome. That means I don't have to buy an extra pair of Joy-Cons. I don't have to buy a Pro Controller. That lowers the entry cost for the whole Switch 2 situation. But $80 games, $450 Switch 2, it hurts, man. And it sucks that it's sapped out the excitement that I had. And especially now, with the pre-orders being pushed back, and the tariffs getting everybody all up in, you know, all hot and bothered, and the uncertain prices of everything at this point. Like, there are people that are saying the Switch 2 could end up being $600 by the time the tariffs are all said and done. Oh, it sucks so bad that that has sapped away all excitement. I want to be excited about this thing. I want everybody to be excited about this thing. It looks awesome. I want Nintendo to be successful with this thing because it's a product I can absolutely get behind. And it seems great. I wish that it didn't have to be tarnished by this whole pricing situation. Ultimately, video games are a luxury. It's a luxury item. It's always been an expensive hobby. And ultimately, it's something that I can absolutely get away with not buying day one. I wanted to buy it day one. I want to be there to stream Mario Kart World and stream Donkey Kong Bonanza, like, as soon as they come out. But I think I can live without that. Again, it's all a luxury. We don't really need that. But boy, it would be nice to be just as excited for this as I was for the Switch 1 launch. I feel like we've been robbed in more ways than one. Okay. Let me go ahead and get back to some comments here. I just wanted to get that rant out of the way. It's honestly crazy how many games they showed in just an hour. True, the tech demo should be free. It should be. Can't believe they're charging money for the tech demo, though. Yeah, that's something I didn't really touch on, but it is something I noted in the Direct. I said in the Direct that, oh, come on, that should be a pack-in title, and I stand by that. Lake Kingdom from Odyssey is an entire reference to Jolly Roger Bay, says J-Dog. You're not wrong. Seems like a 3DS-like situation. I'm not sure. I've been kind of hopeful that it would be, like, for anybody who doesn't know what Chris is talking about, the 3DS launched at $250, and it was more than the market would bear. The 3DS got off to a terrible start sales-wise. So 5 months into the life of the thing, Nintendo cut the price by $80 down to $170. And I think it was the right move, because in the end, the 3DS ended up being a very good selling console. Like, nearly 90 million units, if I remember correctly. It's in the 80s. It ended up doing very well. That price cut is exactly what it needed. I'm not so sure that the Switch 2 will follow that same road. I think at this point I am willing to wait for a year or two before the Switch 2 comes out and just see where it goes. See if we get a cheaper revision, see if there's a price drop, see if there's any decent sales and bundles and all that sort of thing at Black Friday. I think this time around I am willing to be not a day one buyer. For the Switch 1, I was there launch day. I got my system on launch day. I still use that same system. I never upgraded. For Switch 2, I think I can get away with not being a day one buyer. I think that I'll be okay. That said, when the new Yoshi game drops, eventually, probably, I assume that there will be a new Yoshi game on the Switch 2. And when that drops, I'm gonna want to get it. Because I'm going to want to cover it. It's part of my whole YouTube thing. Of course I'm going to want to cover the new Yoshi game. I gotta make videos on it. I've gotta do live streams on it. I'm going to get a Switch 2 when the new Yoshi game drops. That's just what's going to happen. But, as I said before, I think that's comfortably a year or two, maybe even 3 away. And I think I would like to just wait it out and see where things are at that point. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and respond to a few more comments now. I can feel my wallet disintegrating, says Rock. Nintendo under Iwata and Reggie was a different company. It was, but that was also at a time where Nintendo was more desperate. They were on a downward trajectory ever since the NES, and the Wii had like this random spike. But I think that they were more desperate, especially after the Wii U. I'm honestly still crazy hyped for Switch 2, says Rock. I don't blame you. There's a lot to be hyped about. Switch 2 launches pretty soon after my birthday. Not sure about getting it on launch either. DV says, if not for the prices, the Switch 2 would be much more of a slam dunk for me. Otherwise, I'll probably wait for it and get it after this year or something. Hopefully it's cheaper, says DV. I also want to say that Switch 2 launch price is cheaper than the PS3 launch price, says Chris. You're not wrong. It was $600 for the PS3 on launch. That's like $900 in today's money. Aurora says, I feel bad for people that skipped the Switch thinking they would be getting a deal with the Switch 2. Yeah. Yeah. Nintendo seems to not like pack-in games. They had Reggie convince them to make Wii Sports a pack-in. Oh, well, where's Reggie when you need him? Jeff, when you collect the second star in the volcano, can you eat it and fall off the cliff? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll still do that even though I already got the star. Charging for a seemingly more education-focused title that should have been packed in screams greed. I agree. Even if it's only $10, that's $10 that we shouldn't have to spend on that. And I feel like most people will get the same amount of enjoyment out of that title by watching videos of it online. I hope it sells abysmally. J-Dog says, your rants are always a really funny double-sided blade. You have really interesting introspection on your topics that are really interesting, but at the same time, they do put me to sleep by the end. I'm not lying. That actually almost happened. Sorry, J-Dog. A year without having the new Mario Kart could drive me nuts. I don't use money yet, lol, says J-Dog. Enjoy it while you have it. Hello, I am now here. Welcome, Mr. Face, to the stream. How are you? I'm very optimistic that Nintendo will likely slash prices for the Switch 2 if people don't buy it in the future, says Chris. We can certainly hope for that. And again, that's one of the reasons I'm thinking about holding off on a Switch 2. Again, I feel that I can survive without the Switch 2 for a year or two. At least until the next Yoshi game comes out. I think I can manage. But at the same time, it's like, again, the all-in, like, the entry cost, I guess I should call it, the cost of entry to really get started is probably lower than it was with the Switch 1 for me, because it was an all-new system. I needed to buy the controller. I needed to buy, well, I didn't need to buy the controller, but I bought the Pro Controller. Man, maybe not. Like, I think I ended up spending like $530 or something at launch for the Switch 1. Because, like, I bought the Switch. I bought Zelda Breath of the Wild, which was a $60 game. So we're up to 360. I bought the travel case, like one of the cases for like 20 bucks with a screen protector. I bought the Pro controller. So that's $70. That brings us up to 450. Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, the Switch 2 would be more expensive even if it was just for... Even if I was just buying the Switch and Mario Kart at launch. Like, I'm not gonna get the digital version of Mario Kart World. I want the physical. So for me, it would be a $530 launch, even if I didn't buy a case or a controller or any of that. It would still be 530 bucks. So yeah, never mind about that. It's still very expensive. But at least I don't have to buy an extra pair of Joy-Cons or a Pro controller. At least that helps. Oh no. Please don't kill me before I get that star. Thank you. What star are you getting again, says Chris? I am going for the one in the volcano. I'm gonna go ahead and get the actual star that they're asking me to get first, though, and then I'll go back and eat the star just to be silly. The star at the top. I'm pretty good, Jeff. How about you? Says Mr. Face. I am pretty good. As you can probably tell, I've got very conflicting feelings about the Switch 2. And that's really throwing a little bit of a wrench into my feelings right now, but other than that, I'm good. My eye is in pain, which requires me to close it, and I'm laying in bed, and all of that is causing me to get sleepy, says Plush. I apologize, Plush. I know it's been a very rambly stream thus far. So, if you feel the need to go to sleep, by all means, your sleep schedule is very important. Bro, I'm getting my Switch 2 with the new Joy-Cons. I can't live with my horrible Switch 1 Joy-Con drift anymore. I just can't. Yeah, I'm pretty tech savvy. Oh, I should have eaten that one. Jeff, read Moreno's chat. Oh, okay. Fun Luigi fact, if you hold B during Luigi's backflip, he'll spin faster and you can glide in the air longer and at a farther distance. Jeepers. As if that move had to be any more OP, right? That's crazy. Blues Cat says, I care for my wallet more or less. Yeah, I do too. The thing is, like, I was intending to set aside $400 out of my tax return to buy the Switch 2 at launch. I think that's part of the reason I'm so conflicted, is I was already prepared to spend a buttload of money on this thing. At least mentally prepared. I don't know if it's fiscally responsible for me to do so. But the funds are there if I wanted to use them. It may not be wise. I've also got some of my discretionary spending to use. It would pretty much eat up all of it, but I was planning to anyway. I just don't know if it's wise. I don't know if it's... And I think the thing that's gotten me to really reconsider it is... I don't know if I want to support this sort of price gouging for Mario Kart World. Like, for a while, I was considering the whole $450 price tag to be price gouging. And at this point, I think I'm more convinced that it's not price gouging. I think. Like, people have made good points about how it compares to, like, comparable products on the market. It's a very capable console. And just also the fact that, well, money isn't worth as much as it used to be. So, I'm more okay with the $450 price tag at this point. I think it really is just the price of the games and the price of the upgrades that's really bothering me. Is that really enough to keep me from buying the new system that I'm so excited about? I don't know if it is. So, I'm still not decided. Oh, well, Jeff, you could always, you know, wink, sail the 7 seas. I don't know how soon Switch 2 emulation is going to be available, but in general, I am against emulating games that are available for retail. Like, I've never emulated a Switch game, and I probably never will. Well, okay, that's a big never. It's unlikely that I'll even get a chance to just because of the Switch emulators being taken down. And I guess that's kind of a lie. I've emulated the Wii U version of Zelda Breath of the Wild just to see how it would do. But I have both the Wii U and the Switch version of Breath of the Wild. Let's see what happens. Yeah! Awesome. I guess that's the one exception. But yeah, no, I'm not sailing the 7 seas to emulate Switch 2 games. No way, no sir. Not to mention my 1060 graphics card would probably die. Oh, and Luigi can run on water. I did know that. They really love Luigi in this game, maybe making up for the fact he was left out of N64. Yeah, true. He has to run on land, into the water to make it work. It's only for a few seconds. Yeah, it's not super useful, but it's really cool. One of my Joy-Cons are missing the part that connects them to the Switch itself. Woof. Well, that you can replace, actually. I've replaced the SL and SR buttons and the ribbon for the Switch communications. I've replaced that. I've literally ripped the leather around my left joystick off because of my rage with the controller. I can't take it anymore. I can't even play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on there anymore. Yeah, that sucks, J-Dog. Although for you, I would say, if you're not super dedicated to using the Joy-Cons for that game, look into the 8-Bit Do Ultimate 2C controller for the Switch. That I got my sister and my brother-in-law I got them the Ultimate 2C controller, or the the 8-Bit Do Ultimate C controller, the cheaper version of the Ultimate controller. It is $30. The 2C has Hall effect sensing joysticks. It is a Pro controller. It's got remappable buttons. It's wireless. It can wake the Switch up from sleep mode. It is a very feature-rich Pro controller, and it is an awesome. It is an awesome quality for that price. Holy cow! Like literally, the next controller I want to buy is the blue Ultimate 2C from 8-Bit Do. It looks awesome. And especially now that I know that Switch 1, the Switch 2 will allow you to use Switch 1 controllers. That's fantastic. So I would recommend you look into that for a cheaper alternative. Okay, that was hilarious, Mr. Face. Yeah, Switch emulation is still in the earliest stages. I'm not really. Like, Switch emulation got off the ground pretty darn quick. Anywho. Alright. Drop the price, says Mr. Face. Yep, that's what people in the treehouse were saying. I gotta get back to some comments. Or maybe they just wanted to get rid of the L2401 rumor. True. Honestly, watched a bit of the Treehouse gameplay for Mario Kart World, and holy cow does it look good. It genuinely made me think it's worth that $80 price tag, says Rock. I didn't watch the whole thing, but ultimately it's still Mario Kart. I think they're gonna get away with it. I think that Mario Kart World is still gonna sell gangbusters. But I don't necessarily think that it is worth that price. Like, I still think that that should have been, like, a $70 game at most. Like, again, Switch 2 games, I get the standard is $70 now. I'm not even complaining that that's the standard. That's just where the market is right now. That seemed like the most roundabout way to get that star. Uh-oh. When I was younger, says Blues Cat, I had a name for a totally made-up kart racing game called UK Racing. I don't know if the name would somehow slide, though. Yeah, that's a good question. Racing game with British character like Mr. Bean. Yeah. J-Dog says, I can only ask so much of my parents, bro. Also, I do still like using the Switch traditionally for its gimmick. Oh, okay, that's fair. You can test out the hold B when backflipping thing whenever you can. It's fun. I shall imminently. I will say I'm most excited for the open world aspect in Mario Kart World. That is very exciting. There's a lot to be excited about for Mario Kart World, and if I don't get it at launch, I will be sad that I am missing out a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I will be a little sad. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, wow, holding down B really does make a difference. Hey Jeff, hey Robert, welcome to the stream. Welcome to part 2 of Super Mario 64 DS. How are you doing? Okay, well that didn't go so well. Can I backflip up to it from here? By Luigi's mustache? I think I can. Yes, I can. I gotta jump on my parent asking copium. I really like making fun of Mr. Bean in this channel since last week, lol, says Chris. I might have missed it last time. I apologize for that. Okay, I haven't talked about Mario 64 DS like at all this stream. What am I supposed to do now? Inside the ancient pyramid? You got it. Is that what that's there for, by the way? That bouncy box? Because I don't think I've ever done that before. Funny hearing Yoshi's flutter sound when doing Luigi's scuttle. Yeah, right? It is pretty silly. Oh, I'm supposed to do the 100 coins for this. Well, actually, no. Actually, yes. Actually, yes. Where's the Luigi hat? Where is it? I want it. There it is. Okay, I don't know if I should ask this, but I'm going to anyway. Is there anything else that you guys want to know about my thoughts on the Switch 2? Feel free to ask. I feel like we've made this the Switch 2 discussion stream to end all Switch 2 discussion streams. Gretchen says, I'm glad to finally catch one of your streams. I found your channel after watching your Yoshi's Woolly World vs. Crafted World after I got all the collectibles for Yoshi and Poochie's Woolly World. Awesome. Welcome to the stream, Gretchen. Welcome to Mario 64 DS Part 2. I hope you enjoyed that video. How are you doing? Yeah, I'd like it if we started to talk less seriously again. It got a bit too real in here. No, I think we're good. Yeah, no, I agree with you, J-Dog. Who walk here, who breaks seal, wake ancient ones. We know like light. We know like intruders. Now battle hand to hand. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, I'm used to the right one going first. Am I being a silly crazies? I might be being a silly crazies. That's entirely possible. I do that from time to time. Okay, I am not rocking this. There. Pokegang for life. JP says, okay, so, thoughts on the crazy roster for Mario Kart? Well, any Cataquack fans? Yeah, that roster, I didn't get a whole look at it, but I've seen little bits and pieces. I mean, first of all, the cow is hilarious. That is so funny that the cow is a character. It seems like a lot of the baddies are getting some representation. I think the penguin was in there, the Goomba. A lot. Like, honestly, it is really cool to see all those characters get a chance to be in a Mario Kart game. That's awesome. Rock says, really like the idea of the whole grabbing a hat to basically switch characters. I like the idea too because it keeps this from being a Donkey Kong 64 situation. Aurora has mentioned that she doesn't like that, you know, Yoshi has his Yoshi voice whenever he grabs the other characters' hats. And I understand that. It is a little silly. But it never bothered me very much. Even with Wario. Like, Wario falling down a pit and going... Never really bothered me all that much. I'll be honest. Like, if it means that I get to play Yoshi for basically all of Mario 64 DS, I'm okay with it. I should catch up on some comments here. Shelby says, hi, 11 p.m. here. Nice, it's 12 a.m. here. Welcome to the stream, Shelby. Welcome to part 2 of Mario 64 DS. How are you? Gretchen says, I'm fine. I got some belated birthday gifts from my grandma and a woman from church. I'm close to my golden birthday on the 26th of last month. Your golden birthday, isn't that, that's 50, right? Well, happy early golden birthday. Or belated? I don't know if I'm reading that right. I'm a huge fan of the cow because I've always loved the unorthodox character, especially Poochie from Tour. Yes! And Queen Honeybee from 7. I thought Queen Honeybee was silly. An interesting choice. But I like the idea of Poochie being in Mario Kart. They really want to let you know this is specifically a Mario Kart game. Says J-Dog. I've been a bit busy, but I've been good. How have you been? Says Robert. I've also been good, Robert. It was an interesting week. I've definitely been trying to keep up on all the headlines. That's kept me insane. An open world Mario Kart game is pretty fun, honestly, says Blues Cat. It does look very promising. I am excited about Mario Kart World. Yoshi Daffy Duck says, I was playing Fall Guys. Well, welcome to the stream. Welcome to probably a better game. How are you? They even brought the Sidestepper, aka the Mario Bros. Arcade Crab. That's crazy. I can't wait to see that character selection screen. Are we gonna have to scroll on it? Chris says, that reminds me, imagine if this game had Wario. Oh my goodness, the OMG voice clips when he falls down a cliff. I'm sure that hack can be done. What up, guys? Big Rigs is getting ported to Steam. I don't know what that is, but welcome, Vincent. Confirmed characters for Mario Kart. Sidestepper, Crabfish, Crab, Fish, Fishbone, cheese, Dolphin, Stingbee, Bitty Bud, Pokey, Penguin, Snowman, Obstacle from DK Pass, Conkfedor. Jeez. Lots of 3D Land world enemies in Mario Kart. That's amazing. My golden birthday was the 26th of March, and a golden birthday is when you turn the age of the day you were born on. Oh, you might be thinking of golden anniversary. I think that's exactly what I'm thinking of, Gretchen. Well, happy belated 26th birthday to you. I hope that your birthday was grand. I'm so glad they didn't go down the Nintendo Kart route. Yeah, I am glad that they're focusing on it being Mario Kart. How do you feel about the removal of kart customization? Oh, yeah, Oh, real quick, I want to get to this first. I'll get back to that, DV. Is it true that the physical version of Mario Kart World will be $90? In the United States, no, that's misinformation. It is $80 either way. It might be different in different countries, but here in the US, it is not that way. Greetings, Fedge. Welcome to the stream, Heloy. You being here reminds me I haven't had water in a while, so hang on. I never really cared for 64. I never understood why people liked it, except for randomizers and speedruns. Those are neat. It was good except for the whole insurance shift, I'll say, says Gretchen. Yeah, no, been there, done that. Mario 64 is my favorite game of all time, and I think it's equal parts nostalgia and the fact that the skill ceiling is so incredibly high that I appreciate that. I would almost go as far as to say that I've mastered Mario 64, but not so much Mario 64 DS. Yeah, the whole insurance shift, I've been there. It's not fun. Oh my goodness, I forgot one thing I'm gonna have to show off in a little bit. I'll get back to that for sure. I just made some freshly squeezed lemonade, says Aurora. That's awesome. Cool, I know it's not Pingu, but it's still penguins, says Chris. Makes sense since you went in a desert, says Healy. Absolutely. There's also classic enemies like Spike, Cheep, and Goomba who deserve the spot the most, in my opinion. Agreed. So, DV's comment, how do I feel about losing the customization of the carts? I'm gonna be honest, I was pretty surprised when I heard that. Like, in the Nintendo Treehouse, they were playing it up like it was a feature. Like, it was a good thing that cart customizations were going away, and that it's better that you can just select a cart. And my immediate first thought was, oh, they're going back to the Mario Kart Wii way of doing it. Or Mario Kart DS, where you just select the cart, and that's the end of that. I think that the cart customization was a good thing, and I'm kind of sad that that is being lost. Ultimately, I pretty much went with the same cart basically every time in Mario Kart 8. There we go. So, I probably won't be losing all that much, but I'm of the mindset that options is basically always a good thing. And the fact that we're losing that, I think it's less of an upside. I'll say that. Square egg! Oh yeah, I'm seeing the Minecraft movie tomorrow. I'm not expecting amazing jaw-dropping perfect cinema, I'm just going in for a simple fun time with a Minecraft setting, says J-Dog. Yeah, I keep forgetting that that movie's coming out this weekend. And I will not be watching it. I'm not much of a moviegoer. It usually has to be something very special for me to care enough to go watch the movie. Oh, I just wasted that. But yeah, you'll have to let me know how it is. I am at least curious how the movie does. I'm not hopeful for it, but I'm curious. DV says I can't wait for Peak Rigs Racing. I've always liked customizing the wheels and gliders, but that's just me, I guess. I don't think it's just you, DV. Like, I think that I don't know what the overall sentiment is for that change, but I see it as more of a negative than a positive. And I'm sure that you're not. Well, I'm sure that we're not the only ones. I'll say that. Owies. Come here. Do I have all of the coins that I need out here in order to get the 100 coins? I'm going to lean towards yes. It actually came out today, says Mr. Face. I don't know what that is. Peak Rigs Racing or whatever it is. I don't know what that is. You should play Big Rigs for a few minutes and then refund it, says Chris. Oh boy. Gretchen says, I love the Angry Video Game Nerd review for it. Okay, so I have no idea what the heck that game is. I'm glad cart customizations is gone. Too many options takes too long, and then ending up with something that doesn't feel good to use, says JP. I guess that's an angle for it. It does make it easier. Absolutely does make it easier. But I still think that more options is a good thing, so I'm a little sad about that change. In the long run, I don't think it's going to bother me that much. But it's one of those things that I look at as like, man, really? I love the square eggs, by the way. I love the square eggs. The Cube of Destiny! I'm glad they're not doing the tour level of tiers where some characters can use more items than others depending on which racetrack you're on. I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, same. Don't know why they removed it, but have seen one case of someone being happy that they removed the cart customization. Says Rock. I would not be surprised if the Yoshi Island monkey is playable in Mario Kart. Yeah, right? You know, it's funny that Mario Kart is grinding and driving on walls before Sonic Racing game. Ooh, that's a good point. And that looks like such a fun feature. I can't wait. Well, I mean, I probably can wait, but I'm very excited to try that feature out for myself. It looks like so much fun. Yeah, I think I've got enough coins. I'll be fine. Up. Wait, can you collect coins with the Yoshi egg in this game? I'm curious. We gotta try it, though. Unpopular opinion. No cart customization is better than cart customization, says Mr. Face. So now they're back to the OG form. Yeah. I still think I would have preferred to have customizations, but... And I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or not. I really don't know where the public stands on this one. But... Yeah, I guess in general, I see it as a loss, but not too big of one. And especially if they have enough cart options, it probably won't be that big of a deal. Well, I guess that makes 3 cases where someone didn't like cart customization, says Rock. Cube egg, just like the egg boxes from Yoshi's Island. That's right. Don't exactly serve the same function, but that's a cool parallel. Imagine Ukiki, the Yoshi's Island monkey, making it in Mario Kart before Diddy Kong. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize Diddy Kong's not been in a Mario Kart game yet. That's crazy. One might say that's bananas. Okay, I don't want the star to show up there. Doubly unpopular opinion. I don't even care about picking the vehicle. I do enjoy picking the vehicle, I will say that. Back, I was AFK for a minute, says Mr. Face. Welcome back, Mr. Face. We're up to 69 stars. I think that we could probably get a few more stars than we got last time. We ended up getting 40 stars last time. I think we can beat that. I think we got time. DK sold Diddy for a Switch 2. He's not in Bonanza or Mario Kart so far. Oh, man. You know, I do wonder, like, someone said, it might have even been you, that Cranky Kong and Rambi are in Donkey Kong Bonanza. I wonder if other returning characters will be there. Or other characters will be returning, I guess is the proper phraseology there. Just because I gotta. Haven't been active in an hour, but didn't go out with a proper goodbye, so see ya, says Solar Flare. Goodbye, Solar Flare. Happy belated birthday to you. I am using that, the credits theme from Mario Galaxy 2, as you requested for the outro theme. So I guess you can always tune into that later. Oh yeah, Jeff, Sonic X Shadows Generations is getting a Switch 2 edition. Oh, really? Wow. That's pretty cool. Toxbox Switch Star. We're gonna be Wario for this one. Guys, I think Big Rigs will end the Mario Kart franchise. I really gotta look up this game and see what the fuss is all about. Not right now, though. Maybe the return of DK Jr. Hey, there you go. The Koopalings haven't even been shown in Mario Kart World either. Good. We don't need them. Guys, well, I wish they made a remake of Donkey Konga from the GameCube. It's such a missed opportunity to not do it with each Joy-Cons being a bongo drum. That's a cool idea, Gretchen. Honestly, maybe they'll put that in the GameCube NSO app. That would be cool. I really hope the Xenoblade games get a Switch 2 edition, says Robert. I think that more than most games, they could use it. Big Rigs Over the Road Racing. Try checking out its rating on Google. I will have to check it out sooner or later. There's a surprising amount of rare DK callbacks. What? What? Okay, I didn't know that Wario could actually beat up the Tox boxes. Wait, how did I do that before? Does it have to be from the inside? That's wild. Oh! Kick the inside of the Tox boxes, Wario. Trust me. I figured it out. I actually lied when I said Big Rigs was a glitchy mess. It's actually a masterpiece in the game that truly defined a generation. This is DV. This definitely feels like a meme. There's a surprising amount of rare DK callbacks in Bonanza, even some crocodile-shaped skeleton enemies and statues. K. Rool return? Oh man, we can hope. I think that is a very valid hope. I think Diddy Kong redesign would probably match the 2D artwork for the movie design. Or the movie design. I wouldn't mind that. It gives us a your winner meme. Incredible. Where's the star? There it is. I did like the idea of customizing carts back when Mario Kart 7 came out. I'm personally not a fan with how some vehicle parts clash with others, so they often look very ugly, says Mr. Face. Jeff, have you seen the Switch 2 battery life? Yeah, I've heard that it's 2.5 to 6 hours, depending on the game you're playing, right? That sounds right to me. The villain in Bonanza is DK, the country one. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Boshi in Mario Kart, kind of. Yeah, that costume in Mario Kart World. I was so excited when I saw that. I mean, I didn't see it like in the actual direct. I think JP shared it later in the Discord, which I'm very thankful for. 2 to 6 hours, depending on the game, sounds fine, says Rock. Agreed, because let's not forget. I know that sounds pitiful, but let's also not forget. That's exactly what the Switch's battery life was when it first came out. So, and for me, honestly, that's never been a problem. So, if you've had little issue with the Switch 1's battery life, I don't think you'll have issues with the Switch 2's battery life. That and the fact that it compares very, very favorably versus the PC handhelds, for example, like the Steam Deck and Asus ROG Ally and stuff, with like a 1 hour battery life. I think that 2.5 to 6 hours is perfectly fine. It's one of those games that is so bad it's good, says Chris. Hey, can we have RPG characters in Mario Kart? How about this? Instead, question mark, shows a skeleton fish driving. Yeah, for some reason, whenever I think of Mario RPG characters coming to games, for some reason, Prince Peasley is always the first one that I think of. Like, I got unreasonably excited when I saw it. You know what? I won't say that due to spoilers. But let's just say that, I always appreciate a Prince Peasley Easter egg. Do you think we'll get an OLED version of the Switch 2 in the future, says Robert? Probably. I think I actually predicted that, that the Switch 2 would not be an OLED screen. I predicted it was going to be LCD to keep the prices down. And, oh no! And if keeping the prices down to $450 says anything, which I think it should, let's just say that I think that an OLED version of the Switch 2 would not have been the wise thing to do. I want Fawful in Mario Kart, says Vincent. Yeah, who doesn't? Isn't Fawful dead? This Rock. I think so. I think at the end of I think his end was in Bowser's Inside Story, right? Babies can drive, Fawful can race. I've always thought that was funny that they let the baby characters drive Mario Karts. This is better than the Secrets mission in the original. Yeah, I agree. Simply just because we actually know what the secrets are in this. At least they're like a secret, like, silver star, you know? Instead of being just some random little spot that you have to run over to make a number appear. I will say I appreciate that change. Mario Kart should only have 3 babies, says Yoshi. Daffy Duck. Yeah, probably. Free flying for 8 red coins. It's interesting that that's the last mission in this level. My personal dumb enemy choice for Mario Kart is Thwomp, lol. I want to hear his "Urgh" in a happy tone when he wins. Hear me out, Womp in Mario Kart World. If we're bringing in Fawful, then we may as well put in his master, Cacletta. Just put every single Mario character that's ever existed. I'm sure it'll be fine. What about Rex? I would love to see Rex in Mario Kart Mario Kart World. It's going to take me a very long time to get used to saying Mario Kart World, by the way. I mean, the name makes sense, but I think I would have appreciated... I think Mario Kart Road Trip would have been even better. That's the name I suggested in my original Switch 2 reaction video. Mario Kart Road Tour, or Road Trip. I think that would have been a better title, to be honest. The green thwomp from Mario Kart 64. There you go. The one that's imprisoned. Dude was wrongfully imprisoned. He needs payback for that. Hey there, what's going on, Brainpick? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome to Mario 64 DS Part 2. How are you, friend? Okay, so where am I? What have I done? Okay, I already got that red coin. Where is the last couple of red coins? That was great grammar, Jeff. Mario Kart Road Trip makes sense, says Tyon. Imprisoned for the crime of being green. Yeah, whereas the others are blue. Okay, here we go. Can I fly over this? It's risky. Alright, yeah, I got it. Whee! In fact, I want to see a Thwomp smile for the first time in a game. There you go. It's a good idea. We need baby pink gold peach. How is... Oh, it's all the way over there. That's okay. We will survive this. You know, maybe I shouldn't say such dumb things while I'm over a veritable vat of quicksand. Alright, that's fine. This is fine. That was extremely close, though. I'm gonna say that I'm glad we got a title that isn't Mario Kart 9. Yeah, agreed. Mario Kart World is much better than Mario Kart 9. Baby Dry Bowser. I think everyone is glad that it ain't called Mario Kart 9 out of 10, 9 or 10. Yeah, for sure. The part of I'm not your lunch do you not understand? I already gave you the key. Put me down. Baby Pink Gold Peach is a statue in Baby Park in Mario Kart 8, lol. Glad there's no sign of any metal clones so far. Good. Thank goodness. Alright, on to Hazy Mazy Cave. Hazy Mazy Cave, yay. Did I? Yeah, I already got this one. I already talked to Toad. Imagine if Wario was the S-tier character in Mario Kart World. Oh boy. Ah, yes, I love Mario Kart 9 out of 10. Okay, every opportunity I get to make a cube egg for Yoshi, I need to take that opportunity. I need to. It's not an option, it's a requirement. I'm not even gonna use this one. I'm betting Mario Kart World will get a ton of DLC, too. You know what would make the price tag easier to swallow for Mario Kart World is if the DLC was, well, free. But we know that's not gonna happen. I do prefer Mario Kart 9 out of 10 over 10 out of 10, says Rock. Next thing you know, there's a baby Platinum Luigi and he's like the best character in the game, says Vincent. Please don't say that. I don't want you to will that into existence. Well, that went well. Whee! It's like, darn, I actually have to play the game normally. Because I don't think I got a single star in this level normally. Or with the, well, okay. I got very few stars in this game with a regular method in my Mario 64 playthrough. But in Mario 64 DS, there aren't as many glitches. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Pianta and Cataquack are playable in Mario Kart. The latter hasn't been in a game since Mario Kart Wii, and hasn't been in a main game since Galaxy. Really proud of him. Very true. It is exciting. I don't want the Wario cap. You know what? Fine. I'm gonna get the Wario cap. Whatever. But I want to go for the metal cap. All right. All right. Lots of sunshine love too. Love to see it. We heard you really liked Mario Kart 8, so we're pleased to announce Mario Kart $80. Fantastic, Aurora. Fantastic. Why does Yoshi design look different in the character roster compared to his in-game look? I haven't looked at that closely, so no idea. We got all these goofy characters, but no Toadsworth. No Toadsworth. Toadsworth. I miss Toadsworth. I really do. Platinum Yoshi? Yes, please. I would absolutely take a Platinum Yoshi. Give me this. Absolutely give me. You know, I do appreciate that the underwater walking with the metal cap is so much faster in this game versus the 64 original. That's one thing I definitely appreciate. Rock says, not gonna lie, grown to dislike Mario Kart 8 Deluxe over time, or at the very least online. Really? I've not played much of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in recent times. I very much enjoyed the expansion pass courses. Oh, no way, they're gonna make me come back. Whatever. I especially like Yoshi's Island. They did a great job bringing the essence of Yoshi's Island into a Mario Kart course. It's so good. Alright. Mario Kart, but you have to pay your soul to play it, says Vincent. Yep. $80. That's still mind-boggling. I'm very unhappy about that $80 price tag. Alright. Oh no. Oh no. That went well. I prefer CTGP7. I made my Cream the Rabbit mod for that. Yeah, that looked awesome, by the way. Great job. Yeah. Is $50 the new $40? Says Yoshi Daffy Duck. I mean, everything's more expensive nowadays, so I would say so. I mean, if 80 is the new 70 and 70 is the new 60, then truly 50 would be the new 40, yeah? I think that's how that would work. That's how patterns work. Okay, question. Would I lose the Wario cap if I get hit by a boulder? Let's see. Yes. Is the mushroom even still gonna be there? No. Yes. Come to Papa. No! And it doesn't respawn, does it? Oh, sadness ensues. Hold up. I'm gonna have to bring Luigi in here. So then is $10 the new $0, says Rock. Good point. More like 70 to 90 is the new 60, says DV. Ouch. You're not wrong, though. But ouch. Meow. Doink, doink, doink. You know, I will say, Hazy Maid's Cave, I think that they've built it a lot better in the DS version. Like, it actually has ceilings now, whereas it didn't in the original. Definitely, less glitchy. But I think that means I'm having less fun with it, and it's returned to being one of my least favorite courses. Thanks. She has voices, custom emblem, custom UI. I wanted to have Cream Curse, but I don't have a voice actor, and I didn't want to use AI, says Vincent. That's fair. Probably better anyway. I know people like talking about SNES and N64 game prices, but the PS1 game prices were between 40 and 50. Well, how much were the SNES and N64 games? I forget. I feel like I remember Yoshi's Story going for 50. Or was it 60 at that point? DK Bonanza brings back the oh banana when you get the main collectible. Music to my ears. That's fantastic. Good night, everyone, and have a good week. Good night, Robert. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you had a pleasant time, friend, and I hope to see you next time. I wanted her to curse when hit by a blue shell, says Vincent. Okay, that would be pretty clever, I'm not gonna lie. That way we wouldn't have to curse when we get hit with the red shell. Yoshi's Woolly World is probably going to be on the Switch too. Says Yoshi Daffy Duck. I did see that Nintendo's American Switch 2 Direct may have accidentally revealed the Switch port of Yoshi's Woolly World, and I dearly hope that that's true. I dearly hope that that wasn't just a mistake, and that we truly are getting a Yoshi's Woolly World port for the Switch. That would be a dream come true, and I will have to cover that when it comes out. I'm really just hoping that it actually happens, because there's some people that are saying that it was just a mistake on Nintendo's end. The Woolly World leak was interesting, says JP. Yeah, agreed. The 3DS one. Apparently, Good Vibes Gaming claims that that box art is neither the Woolly World nor the Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World box art. But the fact that it has Poochie pups definitely makes me think it is a combination of Wii U graphic prowess and the 3DS content, which would be best case scenario, 100%. And yeah, I forgot to get the thing. Well, I wanted to test something out anyway. My next characters are Zero and Solid Snake. There you go. They leaked a Woolly World port, says Rock. Yeah. So, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna pull it up here. Oh, we've been chatting a lot here in the Discord. One sec. Posted a picture of this recently. There we go. So, you should be able to see this. In the Discord, somebody pointed this out in my stream. So, if you look at this, this is where Nintendo was like showcasing the compatible Nintendo Switch games. And if you look real closely, or in the next picture, what's this? What's this? I see a Yarn Yoshi and a Poochie and a Poochie pup and general yarn-based aesthetics. Well, that must just be Yoshi's Woolly World. And again, it's been pointed out that that's closer to like the 3DS box art with the Poochie pups. So, yeah, that's Nintendo potentially soft announcing the Yoshi's Woolly World port for Switch. $60 to $70 for Woolly World ports. Let's go. I imagine it'll be $60, and it'll be a Switch 1 version. Huh. Neat, says Rock. Yeah, agreed, and I cannot wait. Very excited to play that one. Oh, okay. Assuming that it's real. Because there's no official confirmation, and the other regions for the Direct had the Yoshi's Crafted World box art. In all honesty, it could very easily be a mistake. But I'm gonna hold on to hope. If it's a new altered version of Woolly World 3DS art, it's gotta be a Switch version box art. I sure hope so. I'm really hoping so. Oh! Is it possible? No. Never say never? Question mark? Oh. Oh no. Luigi's so broken in this game. Gotta hold on to some copium, says Rock. Back, I was AFK again, says Mr. Face. Welcome back, Mr. Face. Uh-oh. No! Unfun fact, Yoshi's Island launched at $70. Chrono Trigger was $100. What? Okay, maybe $80 for Mario Kart World isn't so bad. Dude, Yoshi's Island launched at 70? How much is that in today's money? Who's ready for some inflation calculator stuff? Inflation calculator. So, it was, what, June of 1995? I know it was 1995. I don't remember what time of the year, though. To, today. Calculate. Oh, right, I should probably put in the cost. $70 for Yoshi's Island in June of 1995. I don't remember what the release month is. Somebody remember? I'm pretty sure the SNES version of Doom was 80. So, in today's money, guys... In today's money... Yoshi's Island sold for $146 US. Holy! Wow! That's insane. Aurora, that definitely puts it into perspective. Maybe $70 and $80 isn't so bad. $80 for a not so great port, says DV. Oh, the SNES version of Doom, gotcha. Big Rig should be 120. Gotta love that extended backflip. Thanks, B button. Also, it's not just Luigi. Anytime you spin in the air, it works. Oh, cool. It was the Super Effects 2 chip. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. 146 for eating a monkey, says Yoshi. Worth every penny. Jeez. Money for games has really gone nowhere, huh? This Rock. I think around the time of Call of Duty on the Xbox 360 is when video game AAA prices standardized on $60. I think that's about when that happened. And then the next big price jump was the PS5 and Xbox Series systems at oh, am I gonna fall? I don't wanna. No! I wanna make this work! For the PS5 and Xbox Series systems, it settled on 70, and that's where we are now. Looks like Nintendo's... Well... Once again, with Nintendo, dang it. With Nintendo selling Mario Kart 8 for... Or Mario Kart World for $80. I've already discussed that, but... At least it doesn't seem like it's the standard. Big Yosh. Yeah. That's what I'm going for. Hey guys, there is one thing I haven't talked about with the Switch 2 yet. Well, there's a lot of things I haven't talked about with the Switch 2 yet, but there's a big, I'd say bad news in general, but it might be controversial. What do you guys think of the game key card? Back then, $100 was an affordable price, I guess. This is Chris. Yeah. I'm glad that they standardized video game prices. I'll say that much. Even if the prices seem very high right now, at least they're not as bad as they were back then. Like, again, Yoshi's Island selling for $70 in 1995 is equivalent to like $146 in today's money. All in US dollars, by the way. That's just nuts. Back then, you only had a handful of games and that was it. Yeah, I can see why. Although, secondhand games were way lower back then. At least I think. Okay, one last ones. Coin Coffer. I did hear about that one. Is a driver. Those bad enemies in this level playing Mario Kart now? Swoop is what they're called. That's so funny. Is the new DK game going to be harder than 3D Mario? Well, DK64 was kind of hard. I'm iffy on game key cards, says Moreno. I do think the idea for game key cards is kind of lame, says Mr. Face. I should probably, go ahead and... Yeah, I do think that, well, I think that the new DK game will probably be harder than Mario 6, than the Mario 3D games. I would imagine so. I mean, Donkey Kong games... Oh, come on. Donkey Kong games have a tendency to be harder than Mario games, so we'll see. No! I want this to work. I really want this to work. Yeah, the game key cards I think is just a terrible idea overall. So I am a physical game collector. I've shown my... I just like showing this on stream, I'm not gonna lie. I have a pretty large collection of Nintendo Switch games. And this isn't even all of them. There's one up on the entertainment center. I've left one at my parents' house for my sister to play. Yeah, I've got a lot of games, physically. And that's the way I prefer it. Digital games... Oh my goodness. Digital games I don't really like, well, basically at all. I'm not a big fan of digital games. But I will get a digital game if there's not a physical version of it. These game key cards seem to be a very unhappy middle ground. And I'm upset that somebody even came up with the idea. Like, why? Who was asking for a mix between physical and digital games? I guess I don't really have a ton to say on the matter, but... Oh, come on! I really want this to work! I really, really do. I'm gonna try it a couple more times. Even my country was, and still prefer piracy than buying original copies, because I'm living in a developing country. Says Chris. But yeah, the key cards just means like even... Okay, let me preface this with saying, with physical games on the Switch and the Switch 2, presumably, you don't have to install the game on your system to play it like you would with a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox console. Or even PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Oh my goodness. That stinks. You don't have to install it like you would with a digital game. Or with like any of the disc-based game systems of the past 12 years. Oh, I keep screwing this up. I wish our country a swift development, says D. Benson. Welcome to the stream, D. Benson. Anyway, digital games obviously you have to install on the system. These game key cards seem to be a very unhappy middle ground of you buy the physical card that you can easily lose. And your game is still installed on your system. And if you lose the game key card, well, you don't get to play the game anymore. And when the game eventually, and when the servers stop supporting that game, well, you can't buy it anymore. Or download it anymore, I should say. Even though you have the physical game key card. I don't really understand the point of the game key card, I'll be honest. Like, oh yay. We still get to have a box on our shelf as an empty, hollow reminder that we don't actually own the game. And it's just purely digital. And at a moment's notice, it can be ripped away. I'm very pessimistic about the game key cards. I think the game key card is fine. A lot of games don't work properly without a patch or update at all. Don't get me wrong, I don't love it, but it's not a completely new thing. I guess so. I guess so. I will never buy a game key card. I'll say that. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter as much to me if I don't have the box on my shelf. Like, the entire appeal of a physical game for me is that, for the most part, you have that game forever. Even if it's in more or less a broken, buggy state in its day one, pre-day one patch release. At the very least, you can still play the game. Not so with a game key card. Not so with digital. Or I should say, what am I trying to say? It's a very unhappy middle ground for me. All right, let's go. Finally got this to work. Was it worth it, Jeff? Nope, because I didn't get the star. Does it respawn? Probably not. Dang it. Alright, let's actually get some stars now. If you want to know how about big rigs, watch the AVGN episode on it. And maybe I will later. I know I'll be getting political here, but my country is actually rich but fills the corrupt people, so I doubt my country will turn into a developed country. This is Chris. Bummer. I'm sorry to hear that. You could resell a game key card, hypothetically. Yeah, you could, and you could even lend it out. I guess that is more of a benefit to the key cards, isn't it? At least you still have the resale value. I guess that's one thing that is a benefit. Gotta give Yoshi as much screen time as possible, says Moreno. Yeah, I just like the idea of, like, you know, Yoshi being able to get all these stars that the other characters can, and Yoshi shouldn't be able to. It pretty much, that concept pretty much all hinges around Yoshi getting the super mushroom. I still want to make that work. I really, really do. Is JJ's favorite Nintendo character Donkey Kong? I'm asking because of how excited he was when the DK game got announced in that live stream, and he asked for Mario vs. DK. Good question. I think Mario ultimately still is his favorite character, but I think that, yeah, he's very, very happy about Donkey Kong, and especially after his appearance in the Mario movie. I think JJ's gotten an appreciation for Donkey Kong. I am gonna say that is another point in the favor of getting the Switch 2 at launch, because if I don't, JJ's going to not be stoked. Not that I should hinge my dropping of $500+ on a new video game system and like 1 or 2 games on the emotional whims of my 5-year-old. But at the same time, like, I would be very happy to have Donkey Kong. Oh, come on, I really want that to work. I so want that to work. Alright, let's go get a different star, I guess. Actually, let's go down to see Dory again. Luckily, I'll be working in another country that is miles better than this, says Chris. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that endeavor, friend. As always, thinking my head out. Fun being in here after who knows how long. Later, skaters, says Rock. It was good to see you, Rock. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope we see you again soon, friend. Take care. Have a good week. Nice of your kids recognizing DK's new design. Good eye on them. Yeah, he definitely recognized that it was the Mario movie design. Wait, where's the... Oh. 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 Since I already had the Wario hat, Dory doesn't have it. Ugh. Okay. Is it bad that I'm hoping that the super mushroom still respawns? That Yoshi egg is tweaking out. Okay, there we go. Miyamoto himself said the movie design is based on the original DK design. Yeah, I guess I understand that, but I don't know. It's going to take me a very long time to get used to it. For me, the Donkey Kong design is the Donkey Kong Country design, not the arcade game DK design. And it's been that way for 30 years. So, it's definitely going to take some getting used to. Jeff, I think you should give up on the Super Mushroom thing, says Aurora. I want to try at least one more time. I think it's possible. I really, really do. Is there anyone else who thinks that the new Donkey Kong design looks silly? I think it looks incredibly silly and somewhat derpy. I don't know, like, I've definitely heard people who said that they love how cartoony and like how expressive this new Donkey Kong style is. I just think he looks derpy, I'll be honest. No, let him try. It's Super Yoshi 64, says Moreno. Oh, I'm still gonna try. He's much wider in my opinion, says Chris. He does seem a lot wider, less lean. It does look silly, but I think that's the point, says JP. Probably is. I just don't like it very much. It's definitely going to take some getting used to. And get used to it, I probably will. I thought in motion the DK design in the Mario movie actually looked pretty solid. And like seeing it in stills, like I was super off-put by it. But that's the other thing. Like we've already seen it in motion. Oh no, flutter jump in Big Yoshi mode! No! Dry Erase Mation says he doesn't look as menacing. Not saying he was as menacing before, says Dry Erase. Welcome to the stream, Dry Erase Mations. His arms and hands are so big, says Aurora. Yeah, they really are. I just, oh man. There's something about the original DK design that gave him kind of like a cool, well not original, okay, Donkey Kong Country design that made him look kind of like cool, I'd say. And this new one just screams silly. And even if it's even if that is the point, I don't know that I agree with that direction. I really want to do this. His eyes are more close together and round, making him look kind of goofy. They also seem like I don't know what you would call like the brow around his eyes, like that whole skin colored thing around his eyes, but it's so much bigger than it was in the Donkey Kong Country design, so it makes his eyes look way smaller. And it just looks so silly. It really all comes down to his big eyebrows. Yeah, I think that's it, yeah. Still kind of mixed on the new design in general, says DV. Yeah, me too. Me too. Sakurai, I have to cut DK from the newest Smash because he's too big now. Oh, man. I really, really want this. I really, really do. Oh, come on! It didn't even let me have the chance! I'm not giving up. Never give up. Never surrender. Don't let your dreams be dreams. This is what too much bananas does to an ape. Yeah. That said, Donkey Kong Bonanza, I keep wanting to call it DK Bonanza. Donkey Kong Bonanza looks so good. I really cannot wait to play that game. Wow. This is not going super well, I'll be honest. But I really want this. I want to 3 attempts at least. At least 3 more attempts. You can call it caveman eyebrows. They always gave him his eyes an angry look when he's even when he's angry. The rare era DK. That's definitely what I should be calling it right now. The rare era DK, because that's exactly what it was. But that design even carried over to the retro, like the Retro Studios games. But I think that's it. Like, he didn't really look goofy because of the caveman eyebrow thing. Ah, 2 more attempts. I really want this, but it's so hard. I wish oh no, I screwed up again. Well, at least the hat's up here. I see it. I want it. Give me that hat. Kind of feel. Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna lose it. No! Oh, it's right here. Can you eat the mushrooms? Says JP. I think so. Every Nintendo used the rare DK design in every game they ever made until this one. Oh man, I did the same thing! Wow! Woof. I suck. But I really want this. I really do. If nothing else than just for the footage of it. The idea that I can get this crushing boulders rock with Yoshi. I just love that idea. Okay, come here, you. No! Oh! Oh, baby, I think I got it! I don't know if it'll actually work, though. Well, that's 3. No! Sadly, I don't think that's possible with Yoshi. Dang it. Alright. I've given it my best effort. I don't think you can do it with Yoshi. Alright, well, let's at least go for that star that I've been so desperately trying to go for. We'll just do it the normal, boring way. I'm depressed now. Okay. Even Nintendo used the— oh, sorry, I already read that. Doink. I think I know why else the design is off-putting to some. It's the happier eyes, wider mouth, and showing his open mouth and teeth at the same time. Usually he's either all mouth or all teeth. Good point. Yeah, good point. I hadn't really thought about that. The happier eyes and wider mouth. Smash Bros would probably keep rare DK because Smash Bros goes for a cool look for the characters. Yeah, you would think. But it's not a guarantee. Oops. Also, the fact that, for some reason— oh, I know what the reason is why I'm thinking of this. The fact that, we're getting a new Kirby Air Riders game was mind-blowing in the Direct. But one thing that I'm sad about is that it's being developed by Masahiro Sakurai, which means that there's no hope for a Kid Icarus game within the next 5 years. I really want Zero from Mega Man X and Smash. He's kind of there, right? Isn't he a trophy? Or an assist trophy? Nintendo's been going back to decade-old 2D art, updating DK's art with the happier eyes, lol. What if they just do new waves of DLC with Smash Ultimate this generation, like how Mario Kart 8 got new DLC on the Switch? Not gonna lie, I don't think too many people would be that upset. I think that's actually a pretty good idea. Like, where do you go from Ultimate? I mean, it's not like Ultimate means final, but may as well, like... What more can you have after Ultimate? It's like, it seems like it's the definitive Super Smash Bros, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of Melee fans, right? But, boy, Ultimate is very, very good. Smash Bros. Ultimate 2. There you go. Hey, if 8-Bit Do can do it with their Ultimate 8-Bit Do 2 controller, or whatever it's called, then so can Nintendo with Smash Bros. There you go. Elevate for 8 red coins. I don't wanna do this. Sakurai coming back to Kirby after 20 years. Where did all these Eldritch horrors come from? Yeah, Kirby is something else. Like, I described it this way in my interview with one of my friends for the final volatile upgrade video. But, Ant Dude put it this way. With Kirby games, you start the game with someone stealing Kirby's cake, and then by the end you're fighting God. And that pretty much sums up all of Kirby. I feel like even the original games were that way, but just, you know, the new Kirby games are dialed up to 11. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. Owies. Alright. Give me this. I do want these blue coins, because now that I'm going for the red coin star, I'm definitely going to want all these blues. I'm going to go for the 100 coins. And because I'm going for the 100 coins, I want those blue coins. I could also try just try something new, like a 3D Smash game. That would be interesting to see. I'll say that. Smash Bros. Give Mario longer legs and at least a chibi look for Peach. What? Kirby's Adventure was the second game, and that already had a demon for a villain, Nightmare. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even the early Kirby games had these crazy bad guys. Even in the early days, Kirby was that way. There we go. Do I have enough coins now? I don't think so. Let's get at least a few more and then we'll head back up. Just a few more down here. I think that there's enough. In this area and the red coins area. Well, what is this? Oh wait, is this the Switch Star? No. Something even better! I think Kirby is an Eldritch Horror himself. Yeah, good point, Aurora. Very, very solid point. Dude, I just got like 10 extra lives from that. That was insane. That was so funny. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so happy. He started with the Superstar remake, then became main director with Return to Dreamland and onward. Excuse me. Kirby can't kill Airman. You can't convince me that Kirby can kill Airman. from Mega Man? Yeah, no idea. It seems like an interesting matchup. Infinite lives tricks, says Chris. It would be more infinite if the super mushroom respawned, but it doesn't. So how do I... Oh boy. I'm in trouble. So how do I get out of here again? It's a reference, Jeff. Okay, yeah, I'm not getting it then. But thank you for alerting me to that fact. Ugh. Excuse me. I am very tired. Oh, that's where the switch star is. Alright. There we go. Time for easy coins. You simply can't beat Airman like the song. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a reference I'm not getting. Alright, follow me, scuttle bug thing. Oh no! Oh, wasted opportunity that was. Oh, very much wasted opportunity. Alright, let's go. Ah! Let's go up and get the red coins up high first. That's a theory. A game theory. If this is continuing the reference, I'm still not getting it. Airman is a very powerful entity that only the most skilled gamers can beat. I'm so confused. At first I thought like you were talking about the Mega Man villain. Now I just don't understand. But Woodman's still harder. Oh, I need no, I don't need one of the Mario Bros for this one. Still playing New Island. I hate the little delay there is whenever you make an egg. Says JP. Even in the air, it stops in place when moving. Huh. I don't remember that. I do know that you can skip the animation if you're still moving when you throw the egg, though. We talking about the Mega Man villain. Okay, well, it sounds like there's some, like, inside joke that I just don't understand. Ugh. Wait, I know how I can fix this. I got an idea. Though I might not even need it. Yeah, like if you in New Island, if you're like running or walking or whatever when you start the egg throwing animation, you skip that little delay. It's an annoying workaround, but a workaround that I would definitely recommend getting used to. I do like that this ledge is bigger. Okay. Not throwing an egg, actually making the egg after eating it. Oh. Okay. Oh, man. Alright, come here, you. Okay, actually, I have just enough coins. Yeah, I have just enough coins. I can definitely do this. Ow. There we go. Uh-oh. I am a dummies of idiots. I will post the video in the Discord so you can watch it later and understand, Jeff. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you. Chris says, I think since Airman is mainly composed of air, Kirby will suck the life out of him. Yeah, that's a good theory. Ugh. Ugh. My goodness. Maybe I should tap out a little early tonight. I am pretty sleepy. But I've only got like 20 minutes left until I get to the 3-hour mark. I think I can make it. I wonder why the Nintendo DS didn't get a Hey You Pikachu game, considering how well Nintendogs sold. Dude, Nintendogs needs to come back. I remember how much I loved Nintendogs when it first came out. Oh yeah, he's a robot. Forgot about that. Yep. Yeah, good point for good point DB brought up that he is a robot, so he's comprised of mostly. Where's the other red coin? Airman is powerful that X dive couldn't add him. Well, that was productive. Is it up here? Is the last red coin up here? Is it in that box that I hadn't broken before? Yes, it is. Yay! You know, I at least want to... Oh, I was going to say I at least want to finish the basement levels before I sign off for the evening, but that would entail doing Dire Docks. I don't really know if I want to do Dire Docks tonight. That's too much. We did get to the 80 star mark. That's cool. Underground Switch Star. This one should be fairly easy. Should be. The strategy for this one is to just unlock the star switch, and then go and get the Mario hat, and then use the wall jump. No reason to keep using Wario for this. Dire Docks, more like Dire Dump. Good one, Aurora. And I agree. You need to play more Mega Man to understand the reference, and even I, having played Mega Man games before, didn't understand the joke, to be honest. You know, I know who Airman is. He's a boss in, like, Mega Man 2, right? Or is it, like, Mega Man 5? It's one of the classic Mega Man games. I know who Airman is. I just don't understand the joke. Really hope Sakurai acknowledges the modern Kirby games he didn't make in Air Riders. That's an infamous, recurring thing in Smash games. Mainly highlighting the games he made. Mega Man 2? Okay. I don't know why I was doubting myself the first time. It's Mega Man 2. A song about sucking at Mega Man 2. Ah. Is that what the joke is? I can appreciate that. Oh, I need Wario for that, don't I? Because that entrance is blocked off unless you're Wario. Well, unfortunately, guys, I gotta go be the worst character in the game. Maybe I'll finish this off and go find some of Wario's rabbits. That seems like a good idea to me. Oh. Jeepers, I'm sorry. Ugh. I'm very tired. Solar Flare would be happy. He would. He would be very happy. He wouldn't be so happy that I'm calling Wario the worst character in the game, but I think he would be happy that I'm being Wario. Would a Sakurai-directed Yoshi game be the greatest Yoshi game since Yoshi's Island? Maybe. Sakurai seems to have pretty good range to him, with Kirby, Super Smash Bros. And Kid Icarus all under his belt. I think that Sakurai has a very good concept of video game design just in general. So I'm sure that he would do just fine with a Yoshi game. Why I wanted that? I don't know. Because now I'm metal and shiny. Uh-oh. Wow, momentum, right? Hi, Food! Hi, John. Welcome to the stream. At least you get to hear more now from Mario. True. Don't forget to check big rigs at the end of the stream, says Chris. To be clear, I can do that off stream, right? Yoshi Safari Sakurai edition. What? What was the momentum? No! Why? Excuse me? A Sakurai directed Yoshi game would have a much more complex story as well as demonic abomination for a final boss. Oh yeah, probably would, wouldn't it? Come to think of it, all of Sakurai's games do. With the Kirby games and... No! What the... The momentum! Why? Sakurai, no, I don't want to work with a popular character. My friend had me listen to a pretty good song, so I'm doing quite well, says Food. You know, speaking... I'm glad to hear that, first of all. But second of all, there's a song that I have been, like, struggling to get out of my head recently. It's an Astrobot song. If you guys get a chance, go listen to the Astrobot song, Bot of War. It's for the God of War level in Astrobot. It is so good. Part of me wants to just go ahead and play it on stream here just because I want to listen to it. Oh, Wario, I hate this guy. Not as a character necessarily, but in this game, he is certainly my least favorite. Like, look at that pathetic little triple jump. It's so awful. Now, I wonder how long it will be until we get a 3D Mario. If the Mario team did do DK this time, I don't know. Yeah, good point, JP. Very good point. It does make you wonder, doesn't it? In Wario World, he's amazing, though, says Aurora. Oh, yeah. Wario's great in Wario World. I'm very glad that you guys had me play that on stream. Or I guess it was Solar Flare mainly. Yeah, we might be waiting for a 3D Mario game for a while, JP, now that you mention it. Again, like you said, the Donkey Kong developers, or the Donkey Kong game being developed by the Mario developers. Yeah, could be a while. Part of me is wondering if it's actually Next Level Games doing Donkey Kong. The animations look right up their alley, and the UI font looks like exactly like Luigi's Mansion 2 and 3. Huh. That's a good question. Or do we know if it's actually the Odyssey team? Because I'm not gonna lie, it being by the Odyssey team seems very likely, just because of how similar DK Bonanza feels to Odyssey. Okay. Now this is a new star to this game, where you use the best power-up ever, Balloon Mario. Brought back from Super Mario World. Odyssey was peak, dude, says Food. I agree. I'd like to stream Odyssey at some point. I don't know when, but I'd like to at some point. Yeah, let's just use the balloon. It seems like the much more straightforward approach. Okay. Well, now I will use the wall jumps. Uh-oh. There we go. Wonder was amazing, says Aurora. It was. I feel like there are some people that look back on it with whatever the opposite of rose-tinted glasses would be. Like, a lot of people seem to be looking back at Mario Bros. Wonder. Just Not as fondly, I guess. I think I might have been a little overhyped for Wonder because, like, I claimed that I thought that Mario Wonder actually beat out, Mario World and Mario 3 and claimed the crown as the best 2D Mario game that's been made. And now that I look back at it, I don't know if I can really agree with that sentiment. I think it was great. Definitely in the upper echelon of Mario games, or 2D Mario games. But I don't think that I should have so quickly given it the crown for 2D Mario King. I think that was a mistake. It was still very, very good. I just don't think it necessarily is the best. Wario is Mario wall jumping. Rah, 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 ha! Jeff, when is your birthday? June 21st, my friend. Just over 2 weeks after the Switch 2 launch. A little too short in those stupid search parties. Says Yoshi Daffy Duck. I think it's also too easy. Like, certainly there are the challenge levels, but... yeah, it didn't present enough of a challenge, I don't think. In the badges, I think that they were fun, but... I don't know. I guess I actually really like the badges. There's so much that I like about Mario Wonder, but, like, I don't think that it has the same staying power as Mario World and Mario 3 do. Like, the wow factor of the Wonder only works once, and it is incredibly gimmicky. Still, I love the game. Easily the best one if we're looking at 2D Mario post New Super Mario Bros. I mean, if we're talking about post New Super Mario Bros, like, doesn't that just leave Mario Wonder? Oh yeah, talk to Toad as Wario. Yeah, I must. Here we go. Ah! Oh, it's you, Wario. You're looking as bad as ever. Yes, sorry. Don't give me that dirty look. Actually, now that I look closer, you look horrible. Horribly healthy, that is. I'm not just saying that. Have you been working out? Princess Toadstool is still trapped in the walls. We're all counting on your muscle to defeat Bowser and get the Power Stars. Wait a minute. You wouldn't sneak out of the castle, right? You wouldn't sneak one out of the castle, right? Ah, just kidding. Inclusive of the DS game onwards. Okay, yeah, no, it's definitely better than New Super Mario Bros. And absolutely. Now let's go talk to this one. Wario! Ah! There are no valuables in here, so please don't hurt me. I'm serious. Why don't you sit down and stare at the fish with me? Jeff, do you like Mario 3D Land? I like it well enough. It's definitely not my favorite, but I like it well enough. Although I don't... oh no, I don't want to go into the level. Jeff, did you see my comment? Oh, I saw it, but I forgot to read it. Hang on. Jeff, it was great. Do you want me to combine it with a Skillet song? Because I think I'll do that even if you don't want me to. Wait, what was great? Jeff, celebrate your birthday with a Balloon Mario today. Some people say it's the same engine, but to me it doesn't look like the same engine at all. The game just seems too different from Super Mario Odyssey. The theme?
Here we go.
Which theme? Bot of War. Oh, yes. Okay, got it. Yeah, absolutely combine it with a Skillet song. Your choice. Just tell me what song it is afterwards. I know it's kind of boring, but my favorite Mario game is probably 3D World. It's just so good, says Food. I think I really, really appreciate the 3D World more after knowing that, well, Mario Odyssey exists. Like, I was worried that the 3D World and 3D Land formula was going to be 3D Mario moving forward, and that was not a great future in my eyes. But now that Odyssey exists, I have much more hope and promise for the Mario 3D games. And I think because of that, I have more appreciation now for Mario 3D World. It's good in its own right, absolutely. Love the fade out, cutting Wario out. Here we go! Mario lore, Mario going on fun adventures and have fun. Mega Man lore, a tragic tale with years of war and humanity nearly dying out. Yep, that checks out. What are the next 3D Marios more like 3D World or even Bowser's Fury? I think it'd be better with Bowser's Fury. I don't want another 3D World, to be honest with you. People don't like 3D World as much because it's linear, but in my opinion, 3D World is peak. The level design is fantastic in that game. I think it is, but the movement options? I don't know, even in that respect, it's pretty good. I will always and forever prefer the sandbox 3D Mario game formula. That's just my preference. And unfortunately, 3D World and 3D Land very much don't live up to that. And I think that's why I said last stream that I actually prefer Mario Sunshine over Mario Galaxy, just because I prefer the sandbox Mario 3D games so much more. You know what's funny, Jeff? I fell asleep during the stream and woke up right as you were suggesting that theme. It's like I knew good music was being mentioned, lol. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Alright, let's see if there's any other bunnies I can catch as Wario. I love 3D World. I love coming up with skips, says Vincent. That's valid. I think Galaxy and 3D World aren't that far apart, says Aurora. I think that's the problem. Like even Nintendo themselves considers... Where are all the bunnies? Even Nintendo themselves consider the Galaxy games to be in the linear 3D Mario variety rather than sandbox, and I can agree with that classification. Gonna do some pull-ups right now, real quick. Be right back, says Food. Okie dokie. I think even the developers have said they've been wanting to go back to sandbox for a while after 3D World, says JP. Well, I'm certainly glad that they did. Yoshi has orange shoes and gets the yellow rabbit, and Wario has a rabbit hat and shirt and gets an orange rabbit. Well, there you go. To me, both the Galaxy games are the healthy compromise between open and linear. I would agree, JP, but I still vastly prefer the sandbox Mario games. And I don't think that the movement was quite as strong in Mario Galaxy. I think it was mostly just playing around with the gravity mechanics that made that game. Well, that and like the stellar visuals and music and all that, and a bit more of an epic story with Rosalina especially. Like, there are certainly things that make Galaxy stand out, and I understand why it's a lot of people's favorites. I think I just prefer the sandbox 3D Mario formula so much more. It's just what I value more. I think that most levels have 1 to 3 stars in Galaxy is telling that they're more linear. Yeah, that's for sure. Though I can see a case being made for that being preferable because you get more variety in the stages. Like, you get more stages in exchange for less stars per stage. I think that's fair. Yellow hat, says Yoshi Daffy Duck. I thought maybe that's what you meant. Galaxy 2 was faster paced than Mario 1. Made moving around more fun with Yoshi and the rock power-up, but I agree, Sandbox Mario is my favorite, says JP. Then we are in agreement. I like how these rabbits are like so down on Luigi. Oh man, I've been caught by a human. This is the worst day of my life. Also, I don't know what made me decide to go for the rabbits. I think it's just like, I don't really want to commit to doing a bunch of... I don't want to commit to doing a bunch of stars at this point. I should do Dire Docks next, but I really don't want to, so. If they announced the Galaxy 3, people would go crazy. I would go crazy. Like, I know that I said that I don't prefer the Mario Galaxy games, and I don't, but I still love them. The Mario Galaxy games are still great. I would gladly take a Mario Galaxy 3. I do pull-ups and push-ups every day before I sleep, says Food. That's awesome. I should do that. Sky and I were actually talking about the fact that I have a fairly protein-rich diet. Not necessarily because I try for it. It's just because I tend to like more protein-filled foods. I recently switched my breakfasts to yogurt with high-protein granola, just because that's so much healthier than eating breakfast cereal or like sweets or something for breakfast. And I think that cutting back on some of the calories and sugar and carbs especially, I think that I've actually lost a couple of pounds, which is definitely one of my goals. So that's been great. And we had salmon for dinner. And I'm like, just out of curiosity, how much protein is in salmon? Turns out in a half fillet, there's 40 grams of protein, which is a lot. And I eat a lot of food, especially meats. And I know that people don't consider fish meats at this point. I think that's silly. They're still animals. Anyway. So 40 grams of protein in a half fillet. I ate a whole fillet. So, I had 80 grams of protein with my dinner tonight. And we were like, you know, Jeff. So, we were like, I have good genetics. Like, I've got a pretty fast metabolism. My entire family has pretty good natural muscle. Including my mom and sisters. And I eat a lot of protein-rich foods. Not just because, like, I want to eat them, but because I legit enjoy them. Like, meats are among my favorite foods. So if I worked out regularly, even just doing, like, push-ups and sit-ups and that sort of thing, like leg squats and that sort of thing. If I started doing that, like, consistently, like, every night, I could probably be pretty buff, honestly. Jeff, you're going to appear in an AI-generated Gym Funk YouTube montage with all that protein. Yeah, right? And again, like, I don't do it on purpose. But legit, I think I probably ate more than 100 grams of protein today. And not on purpose. I'm gonna do some more quick exercises. Alright, good on you, Food. A new Mario Galaxy would have a subtitle. I don't think they would call it 3, says Yoshi Daffy Duck. Everyone is mean to Luigi. I don't want to know what it would be like to see Luigi angry. We've already seen it. Mario Kart 8. The Luigi death stare. Remember? Excuse me. Okay, so I know that there's... Owies. I know there's a couple MIPs down here. It's fun collecting the rabbits, to be honest. Well, it's only fun because I know where they are. True, Luigi was like, I had enough of this crap. No, don't jump into the painting. The painting, my goodness. It's a dungeon wall. Calling that a painting is a little bit generous. There we go. Never thought we'd get a 3D DK before 3D Mario. Now he's gonna know what it's like to wait nearly 10 years, says JP. You're not wrong. Could be more than 10 years. Remember when people thought Mario was crazy because he stepped on Luigi's foot in Mario Tennis? Wasn't that all just because of game theory? I think they really overstated that case. Luigi is scary when angry and Luigi is cute when he isn't, says Vincent. You're not wrong. I'm unlocking all the mini-games. I know that I need more stars to unlock more MIPs, so we're not gonna go too far. MatPat ruined the internet for that, Aurora. Yeah, true. I definitely think he overstated that case. There was like a whole barrage of Mario is evil theories back then, says DV. Yeah, I remember those days. I think it was all supposed to be pretty tongue-in-cheek. Like, nobody actually thought Mario was evil. One of my kids is waking up. Jeepers, this rabbit is going so far. Jeepers! What no? He could not be further away from, he could not be further away from his original checkpoint. Oh, there's another one up here. Oh. This has to be the last thing I do. Jeez, we've run the gamut. Wait, that Sonic racing game is going to be 6D, right? Says Yoshi Daffy Duck. If it's on the Switch 1, probably. I don't know. And then MatPat tried to claim Kirby was also evil. The internet got so mad at him for it that he canceled his part 2 for that video. Jeez, I don't remember that. I believe it though. I hate the Mario is evil theory. I hate theories that make cute and kid franchises and are secretly dark gothic nightmares. Says Vincent. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, that was easy. I like the original rabbit design better. He's just a sad little rabbit. Yeah, but these ones are cute. I don't know. I like them both. To be honest though, and to be completely fair, I think I do prefer the 64 DS version, just because they're so much more cute and more detailed. They still are sad little rabbits though. Are there any other rabbits up here? The minigames in this are so good, says Aurora. That's definitely one of the upsides to this version of the game. Mips had no arms in the N64, lol, says JP. True, yeah, he didn't. Are you by any chance the famous Super Mario? The one who stomps on anything in his path? Eeh! Please don't stomp on me. If you don't, I'll give you this key. Here. Also, anyone realize how obsessed 3D Mario is with catching bunnies? Happens more than you think. It does happen a lot. Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, Mario Odyssey, Mario 64 DS. It does happen a lot. Have I gotten all the ones for Mario? Not gonna lie, I was gonna sleep, but then saw you were still alive, lol, says Food. Not for much longer, only a few more minutes. Let's see. I have quite a few of them now. They even made a whole character out of it, that being Nabbit. Is that what Nabbit's supposed to be from? I will not be playing most of these. Oh, I'm missing one. Find them later, I guess. Excuse me. Missing a couple here. I know where at least a couple more are for Wario. Nintendo really likes bunnies. Gamble? Alright, give me a minute. I know where at least one more is for Wario. Nabbit's just the 2D version of catching rabbits. That's funny. That is funny. Because, he's a rabbit that catches things. Oh wait, you catch Nabbit in, New Super Mario Bros. U, don't you? Luigi's child-friendly gambling. I love it. And most people do. There you are. Oh. Ow. Should I just kill these ghosts? Oh, I probably should, because they're gonna kill me if I don't. Wow. Oh, come on! I go all the way out here? I don't know if I've ever been killed in that area before. Lots of R's. I want to at least catch that bunny. And then I really do need to end the stream. I gotta get out of here. I'm glad the main good guy's secretly evil theories are dead, says Vincent. Understandable. Hey, that was way easier. Wario dramatic death sound. Alright, let's go see what minigame I unlocked for Wario, and then we'll go play some cards with Luigi. Wario can pick up the back of signs and throw them. I did know that, yeah. That's a pretty fantastic little detail. Also, the same sound he makes when he gets off the couch. That's the same sound I make when I get off the couch. I'm joking. I'm not that old yet. Sounds like Wario's waking up, lol. Alright, we gotta switch back to Yoshi. Mario 64 probably has the most disturbing death animation out of all family games. I don't know, Twilight Princess is pretty up there. Jeff, do you like history? No, but I wish I did. But no, I've never been good at history. Ooh, I like this one. I'm gonna play this one for a little bit. Here we go, ready? I always liked this minigame. Yeah, I really should switch to the Yoshi's Island DS style for this. Even though it's not gonna show up that way on my screen. I like the other version of this better, but I still like this one. I feel like I hear one of my kids walking around upstairs. You can probably get a crazy high score in this thing. Like, there's two versions of this minigame. One of them, like, you have a cap as far as, like, how high of a score you can get. But for this one, you can just keep going, dude. Well, okay, maybe that's not a great way of saying it. Like, like, you can just keep bouncing off the mushrooms. You can roll for that roulette. There we go. Yeah, roll that way. I'll get an extra ball. Although, admittedly, like, that makes the score randomly generated number. RNG, random number generator. That makes it dependent on RNG. Which I'm not a huge fan of. There we go. I'm back. Whose minigame is this? This is Wario's minigame. Pretty cool. I like this one a lot. I wish this was like pinball, says Vincent. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. They had a couple pinball games on the DS, didn't they? Like Metroid Pinball? Not a Metroid game I thought we would ever see, but when you think about it, it makes sense. Would Jeff be as strong as DK someday? Says Yoshi Daffy Duck. No. For he is a gorilla. That's impossible, friend. Still has the great music, says Aurora. This is probably the... Oh, a Metroid Prime pinball? Yeah, that's very cool. I would like to add a Wario pinball table. Or I would like to play a Wario pinball table, says Vincent. Mario Pinball Land, yep, that's another one. Didn't Kirby have a pinball game at some point too? Ooh, 10,000 points. You know, someone once recommended that there be a Yoshi egg pinball game at some point. And I thought it was a decent idea, but then I realized that, well, a Yoshi egg wouldn't make a great pinball because it's obviously not ball-shaped. It's egg-shaped. That wouldn't play a pinball table super well. There we go. Hey. Kirby Pinball was Kirby Pinball Land on the Game Boy. I knew there was one. Yeah, this is a pretty good score I've got going on right now. I really need to stop playing these mini games and just go to bed. There we go. Mario Pinball Land, also considered the worst Nintendo game, by the way. Oh. Along with Mario Party Advance. Oh, Mario Party Advance. I'm glad I never played that one. It did bring out one good thing, though, and that's the Yoshi Ta-Da animation. Alright, we're gonna play this. I always like this one. So, I'm gonna hold this one. Yeah. Oh no! That's the ones I'm getting rid of! Oh no! I'm screwed! 2 pairs and junk. I always remember liking this one though. Let's go again. Alright, we're getting rid of those and I'll keep the mushroom. Just in case. Luigi forces you to gamble your money. There we go, I got a triple. 3 of a kind. But Star is better than Mario. Mario Pinball Land has one of the funniest Peach kidnapping intros. Oh, I bet that's legendary. Mario Kart 7, does Peach have hair physics? I don't remember. Yo, full house, let's go. Oh, you can get some crazy coins here. I shouldn't have bet anything until I saw my hand. Oh, full house though. And my full house is better than your full house. Give me my coins. Oh, I love this. This is bringing back some memories, dude. Yoshi Pinball would be an eShop or an extra game in the Yoshi game. Yeah, I thought that it would actually be a decently cool mode and like, I don't know if anybody here remembers my 3D Yoshi game video. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, maybe not as good as I thought. But in that video, I said that, oh, full house, dang. In that video, I said that the world, the overworld, like, between levels, should be explorable and filled with secrets. And I think that one of the cool secret things that there could be would be, ouch. Would be, like, little mini games that you could, like, earn badges in. And one of those could be, like, a pinball game. That could be fun. For some reason, Mushroom Kingdom had a carnival where every citizen got the chance to turn into a ball, and Bowser took advantage of the situation to kidnap Peach. Jeez. That's so funny. Yeah. I need to know for Zero's ponytail. This is Vincent. Oh, yeah, good point. I guess you would need to know for that. Mario Pinball Land plot. That's so funny. Did you guys like Badge Arcade for 3DS? Because I loved it. I didn't play it, to be honest with you. Oh, this is a horrible hand. Let's just redo the whole hand. I could have come up with that plot in 5 minutes. This is DV. Oh, junk. Oh wait, that wasn't junk. I at least got 1 pair. I need to stop. I really need to stop. Luigi, let me go. You're in Luigi's gambling house now. You're in Luigi's casino. You can never leave. The Goombas took a cannon that had Peach in ball form and moved it to the left a bit and had her launched into Bowser's castle. Dumbest kidnapping ever. That's so funny. Jeff's gambling addiction. Yeah, this is why I don't gamble in real life. Let's go! I should have gambled more coins. A Yoshi game with comedic tone would make fun of preschool shows. This is not a great hand, but let's go ahead and bet some more here. I've got a few coins. Alright, 2 pairs. 99% of gamblers quit right before they win big. Yeah, that's the attitude. Yeah, give me more of those mushrooms. Don't take that out of context. Let's go, full house. 30 coins, let's go. I need to stop. I really do. Goodness, this is fun though. I gotta end on a win. The final boss would make Bowser look like Barney, lol. Zero's ponytail goes down to his knees. I wonder how he cares for that thing. Ask Rapunzel, I guess. I wonder how many kids felt the urge to gamble after growing up with these mini games. True, that's a good question. Yeah, my 3 of a kind is better. I wonder how Luigi feels about basically being in the middle of that stack. Alright, let's get out of here before I get too addicted. Luigi's actually a subliminal that influences your mind to gamble in real life to win big, but it's just a theory. The music is also subliminal. You can only lose 100% of profit, but you can get up to 200%, says Food. There you go. That's the gambler's mindset we all know and love. Oh! Alright. I need to go. I need to go and get some sleep, and I think that you all probably should too, except if you're in a time zone where that doesn't make any sense. So, guys, I appreciate you sticking by me and hanging out during even my rants for the Switch 2. I had a lot of rants, and I'll probably even have changed my mind about a bunch of those things next week. We'll see how these Switch 2 developments go over the next week or so. And, yeah, it'll be interesting, that's for sure. Let's save state. And let's save it to 2 slots just in case. Boink. Well, actually, I also want to go to sleep even though it's noon, says Chris. That's fair. I've been there before. Well, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I go live or post a video. Feel free to join the Discord if you haven't already. A lot of fun things going on there. You can chat with me. I love chatting with the fans, and we've been chatting a lot ever since the Switch 2 Direct, so yeah. It's pretty lively in there right now. Oh yeah, Yoshi, I definitely feel that, bud. Next stream should be next Friday, starting around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give or take half an hour or so. We'll be playing more of this game. I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are too. So, yeah. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next time. See ya.